Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Preparation Ape, your number one place for... I've got nothing for that this week. Don't get used to it. That's a privilege, not a right. Having
number one place for
something, you know?
Anal beads.
Hey,
number one place for grilled cheese sandwich and all the conversation that comes along with it.
Nope. All right, what's on the Resurrection tonight, Major D? Oh, hold on.
Yo, what's up, baby?
Man, I fucked it up big time. I got so disheartened because I didn't have a number one place for anything. But I forgot to tell you that this is, of course, Preparation 8, coming at you live from twitch.tv/Kingslaive every single Thursday night here at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. DKP.
I'm Major Tom.
Now, let me ask you. What's on the Resurrection tonight? What do we got?
Let's see. I think we're going to talk about the PlayStation 4 Slim.
Oh, you think so, huh?
There's rumors that Mads Mikkelson is going to be in Death Stranding, and there's some evidence.
Mads or Mads?
I don't fucking know.
You shouldn't more way to do your research, man.
You want to look it up real quick? Did you do your research on it?
Of course I did. It's Mads.
Oh, okay.
Like Mad Max.
You Mads, bro?
Yeah.
And PlayStation 4 Slim. Did I mention that already?
Yes, you did.
And we're going to talk about the PlayStation 4 Slim. Oh, I saw Apesglaive Final Fantasy 15 last night at the Alamo Draft House, Lake Line.
Get your thoughts and opinions on that.
I'm going to talk about that for a hot minute. And of course, as always, we're going to answer everyone's questions in the Ask Apes.
Ask Apes anything? What is it?
No, it's like...
Ask the Apes?
Ask the Apes, that's it.
Yes.
Although Ask Apes Anything, I think, is a better name for it. We should probably rebrand it to that.
Speaking of rebranding.
Because none of the questions... not none.
Go on.
Goodbye, Godfather Clock. Not Grandfather Clock, but Godfather Clock. Sounds like a church in here. It is not too late to put questions in. But what I was saying is that 80 to 90% of the questions do not pertain to video games. So it's just people's opportunity. Tell me more, Final Fantasy 15.
We'll get there, baby.
We'll definitely get there.
All right, so...
You calm down.
We're ready to go move on? Get this show on the road, as they say?
Yes. Just a heads up. Since it took us so long, generally I build these slides out on Wednesdays, which is my day off. So, yesterday I just didn't have time to do it. So, it was like, okay, I'm here. Got here like 6:15, about 2 hours ago. And I was like, let's work on them now. So we built them out, but of course it takes a while. But there's a little, a few finishing touches that we're putting on. Specifically, the Win Stuff Money that's tonight is a little bit different than normal. So I'm putting all the names for the people that signed up in the random name generator to see who wins a $50 Amazon gift card. $50.
Jesus. Oh, Jesus.
That's almost $51. So, yeah, I'm going to be doing that. So while we're doing this, to make sure that all that shit's ready to go.
You know, it's supposed to be movie magic. They're not supposed to know that.
You got to know how the sausage is made, man. It's a lot more fun when you do.
All right.
It's a lot more fun that way.
Well, let's move on to the main events here. And we start off with, of course, it's brand new ukulele trio we got from Gamescom.
Last week was Gamescom.
Yes, it was.
Yes. And for last week's Prep 8, we talked about and showed off a shitload of Gamescom trailers. But I somehow missed the ukulele trailer. So we're fixing that this week.
Yeah.
It's basically like finishing off last week's by starting with the ukulele trailer. Appreciate that, barbecue. By the way, what's up, everybody? I didn't talk to you.
That sea monster better not be.
So,
what the fuck you talking about? By the way, thanks to the host, Badman.
Ooh, look at that, baby.
What's up, Mr. Fi? Yeah, this looks... So we streamed recently the
toy box.
Yes, the toy. God damn, is this amazing. No, I understand that was all just kind of a developer textures, proof of concept for movement, but this looks fucking tremendous.
Yeah. For those who don't know, or if you've missed us talking about it before, the team that made Banjo-Kazooie back in the Rare days are working on...
Rare days.
Up to what? They all left Rare after they were purchased by Microsoft. So they decided to kickstart a Banjo-Kazooie spiritual successor. And that's what this is. And it looks absolutely amazing. And it played wonderfully in the toy box. And hype levels can't be contained.
Yeah, visually, not only that, but like this looks like exactly what I would want out of. I don't know. You have like your the sceneries, the environments are very varied. It looks like
Trailer volume game is strong.
All right,
we'll pop it down a little bit, even though there's like 10 seconds left. Val says, "I'm loving this music, overpowering your voices a bit."
We did test that beforehand, but I guess maybe the trailer got louder as it went on.
Yeah, it happens. So, to actually talk about the music for a second, Grant Kirkhope, who did the music for Banjo-Kazooie, is back for this. But they also have David Wise of Donkey Kong Country 1, 2,
and 3,
Tropical.
Actually.
Did he do 3?
He composed...
Maybe a consultant?
Yes. He helped do it. So, yes, he didn't... He didn't have nothing to do with 3. This has been a hot debate.
To give you guys some context, I believe that Donkey Kong Country 3 is the inferior Donkey Kong Country game, and the music in it is one of the reasons that I don't think it's as good. Because, as I have always understood it, David Wise did not do the music.
Mm.
And now you're telling me differently.
But
he consulted on it. He said, this sounds good. Where's my paycheck?
Dude, David Wise wouldn't do that. That's why the music was so good.
There are a couple of good tracks in there, but comparatively speaking, like 90% of the tracks in 1 and 2 are good, and like 10% of the tracks in 3 are good.
Get a load of this fucking guy.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see. We checked that out.
So,
I'm on the lookout for an alpha male type username.
Ooh, gotta get that alpha male username.
And Impress says need battle packs. I need more minerals.
Gotta get them battle packs,
and
bro.
more Vespian gas. Shit.
213 for me, in that order. 213.
I don't know.
2 is the best music, for sure.
Mine is 321, actually. But yes, I don't really have a lot to say on this one. We've been over it quite a bit. I do think it was just to kind of go back and kind of correct a mistake that we didn't show it last time. But this is one of the not, I won't say rare. When you think of Kickstarter video games, right? Most times what comes up are the ones that have failed fucking miserably.
Yeah.
This is one of the... So I keep wanting to say a rare success, you know?
Ooh.
But, well, yeah, look at that. But, no, between this Bloodstained and a couple other ones, Friday the 13th for one, Star Citizen, if that ever comes out, I don't think it's out yet. This looks like one of the ones that will be kind of a redeemer for this sort of thing. Anything on your part?
No, I'm just very excited for it. It comes out... It was supposed to come out in October. And they pushed it back to Q1 of 2017. So, we'll see. I don't know if that's calendar Q1 or fiscal Q1. I guess it would be, because we're in 2017 fiscally right now.
Yeah. Matter of fact, says the rare success is going to be Friday the 13th. Here's fucking hoping.
Yeah,
back the shit out of that game.
It looks awesome.
Alright, we also have the PS4 Slim. Which
make sure you turn that audio all the way down. So,
basically, some nice German fella, just an unboxing.
Yeah.
Which, how do you have an unboxing video if it's a leak? Like, people don't even know it's out yet. Is it about to hit stores just fucking, like, tomorrow? And nobody knows, or what?
My guess is it'll hit, September 7th, we talked about, either on Last Prep Paper or the one before. PlayStation is doing that PlayStation meeting, where they talk about the future of PlayStation.
Right.
And I believe the PlayStation Slim will be announced.
It's going to be one of those...
It's available today. We're going to be available tomorrow.
It's in stores now.
Yeah,
that sort of thing.
That kind of thing. So, I believe that
then it's absolutely fucking inevitable to leak, then.
Yeah.
Retailers can't hold that shit secret.
And just so you guys know, this thing has not been officially announced by Sony at all. They have not confirmed it. They have even gone as far as to ask everyone who's posted pictures and videos to have them all removed. So, welcome, Intermission Guy, to the channel.
Yes, and hey, Kenneth, how you doing? So,
What's up?
Let's skip forward a little bit in this. So, what this kind of makes me a little bit concerned about, so we actually get this console, is, which, by the way, is that much more fucking slim?
So, there are pictures online that you can see of the two being compared, and it is just a little bit smaller. So, it is, like, thinner, it isn't as wide. If you could see it with the controller there, it does look slightly different, but not too much. But yeah, actually, I'm not a huge fan of it. I actually prefer the pointy, jagged nature of the current PlayStation.
Yeah, I prefer my consoles to be pointy rather than curved and over-made.
Yeah, absolutely.
Makes it way more easy for insertion.
Like the dicks, is that what you mean?
Well, yeah, of course. Yeah, so I also don't understand Well, what this kind of tells me, or makes me concerned about, is exactly how long we're going to have to wait before the PS4K comes out. All right?
Yeah.
Because if we're just getting this, right? Hey, dude, guess what?
What?
Not guess what, but imagine this.
Oh.
Imagine if this is the fucking reveal we're going to get next week.
Dude, if this is the only thing we get next week, if they don't talk about the Neo, they don't talk about a potential new Vita, I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah?
The boys going to be pissed.
GameCube RIP.
Right?
Lord Barkey says, what do I remember an Apple TV looking like?
RIP GameCube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah, I don't know. It looks kind of like someone with a shitty flat top haircut.
In Canada.
That's not curved.
A shitty flat top haircut.
Well, look at it from the front like that with the inputs on it.
I get what you're saying. That's just...
I don't know any other way.
Crazy,
I don't know any
man.
other way to kind of describe that.
PS4K has to have a 1 terabyte hard drive, right? Fuck, they already got them in other parts of the world. I feel like it's at least 1 terabyte.
You would hope so.
Yeah, at least 1 terabyte.
At least. If you're gonna do if it's okay, hypothetically, which I still don't think is gonna be the case, if it's gonna be able to render 4K games, right, with 4K textures and all that, you'd have to have it would have to be at least a terabyte if you're planning on ever doing downloadable games. So yeah, we'll not be buying this. My PS4 works just fine, and it's. I mean.
I'm not getting it. I think the point is that you can probably charge $250 for it.
It's gonna be the cheaper version.
Yeah, it's the smaller one to get it in more houses.
Get a resurgence of sales before the PS4K or PS4 Neo, as they say.
Ball Salmon is in fact intermission guy.
Indeed. All right, so I think we're gonna move on.
Yeah, hype level, I'd give it a 2. Hype level for parents who finally want to get their kids a current generation console, I'll give it a 5.
Right, hype level for someone who doesn't have it, sure, because it'll probably be cheaper.
Lightwave.
But yes, all right. And here's what I know Impress was waiting on. Kingsglaive. We saw this last night.
So yeah, pretty lucky that we live in Austin. There were 30 different showings of this. 30 different showings, like 30 different cities or 30 different movie theaters got access to Kingsglaive. They each got to do 7 showings, 1 a day for a week. So they started last Thursday, and the last one in Austin is tonight. So 1 showing a day. So I was really hoping to catch it, and the stars kind of aligned. I watched it at 10 p.m. last night at the Alamo Drafthouse here in Austin. And I went in with actually fairly low expectations. And that's associated with a couple of things. Number one, the Final Fantasy films that preceded this one, which are Final Fantasy Spirits Within and Final Fantasy VII Advent Children. Mm. So, since this is it is a prequel, so to speak, I did find out that it runs parallel with the beginning of the game. So, events that are happening in this, there are events that are happening in the game that run alongside it. So, a lot of the things that you hear about in the movie,
right,
take place in the game and vice versa.
Fair enough. So it's not like the extremely shitty Spirits Within, where it's just, you want Final Fantasy? Well, how about a Thing, or what is it, fucking The Thing versus Moon with Sam Rockefeller versus completely not Final Fantasy at all? So it had something to do that resembled the
it's
games.
Associated with Final Fantasy 15.
They didn't think, hey, this looks too Japanese to release. Nobody will want to see it.
Yeah.
I can dig
So, early reviews started coming out middle of last week or so, and they were bad. Actually, I'm going to pull up real quick what it's at on Rotten Tomatoes.
Let's see. Ghost Rumor says, I was fapping to a booby streamer. Then I saw Chain's live stream. Hey, man, hope you kept that dick out. If not for us, for Harambe.
Dick's out for Chainsaw 8, bro.
Let's see. No invite.
Kingsglaive is at 8% on Rotten Tomatoes.
No, hold on. What's the audience score, though?
81%. But
that might be the biggest gap between the two that I've ever fucking seen.
It's pretty wild. So yeah, it's at 8%, which is honestly one of the lowest I've ever seen. Out of 100%, mind you, if you guys know how Rotten Tomatoes works. So, reviews came out pretty mediocrely. Is that a word? Mediocrely? I don't think it is.
I don't. I don't think
reviews
were mediocre.
Reviews were in fact mediocre.
What about that?
So, A couple of places that I trust gave it low reviews. The Easy Allies guys, I'm a big fan of what they do.
Yeah, did they? They told us they shit all over it.
They did. They said if we were to review it, we'd give it a 3 out of 10. And everyone, it was during a podcast, and it was 4 guys talking. All 4 guys saw it. They all saw it together, which that could affect as well. And they all came out saying that it was utter garbage, and voice acting was terrible, and just it's a waste of time. So I went in with very, very low expectations. And boy, did I fucking love it.
Yeah, which is fucking shocking. Because you don't like Final Fantasy. Or previously to now, you don't.
No, I don't dislike them, but I'm not like, oh, Final Fantasy, I'm hyped. Out of control. I've tried a few games, but never gotten into them. The most I put into any Final Fantasy was Final Fantasy XI. Which is the MMO that a lot of people don't really care for. But I had a good group of friends to play with, so it was fun. Absolutely loved it. Like, I heard that the story was very incoherent, didn't make a lot of sense. All made perfect sense to me. Now, granted, I did know the general narrative of Final Fantasy 15. I have played like 2 different demos for it. Did reading up on it. I've watched a lot of the trailers, stuff like that, of the game and the movie. And yeah, it was terrific. So, to talk about the voice acting for a little bit, the older gentleman that's on the left-hand side of the screen, that's King Lucius, and he is played by
Sean Bean.
Sean Bean, yeah.
Who's the fucking guy from Dawson's Creek? James Vanderbeek?
Yeah.
That's what the guy in the middle looks like.
So that is Nix, I believe is his name. I think it's Nix. No, maybe it's Axe.
It matters not.
It does not matter, but I do want to look it up real quick.
Got a couple comments real quick.
Yeah, hit those.
Let's see. By the way, viewer, not going to your baby shower might have my favorite Twitch name I've ever seen.
I love that.
And that was they hate us.
Going to your baby shower.
Because they ain't us.
So it is Nix, N-Y-X, Nix.
He's saying Pacey, P-A-C-Y. Is there anything that?
That's Pacey is from Dawson's Creek. That's Joshua Jackson's character.
I just remember I was like, the guy from Rules of Attraction or
that's
Dawson's
James Vanderbeek.
Creek. Yes,
that's
Dawson. His name was Pacey. All right,
no, that's Dawson.
Oh fuck me. Well, never mind then.
Pacey is Joshua Jackson's character, the guy that was in the he was on Fringe, and he was in the Mighty Duck trilogy.
Mighty Duck?
The Mighty Duck trilogy. Mighty Ducks trilogy.
All right, fair enough.
Emilio Estevez, young Pacey, fresh ass goggles, Major,
Pacey.
as always. Appreciate it, baby. I don't want to wait for our Kingsglaive to be over.
But everyone else did, it seems. At least critics.
Idify says, that means he must have died if it's Sean Bean.
You know what? I should have asked you this shit before the stream.
Uh-huh.
Because I would like to know, but it's not good to spoil it now.
Yeah, the movie comes out digitally in a week, and then it comes out in like 2 weeks on Blu-ray, or maybe a month. But you can buy it digitally in like a week through your digital video services. But I highly recommend it, and especially if you have any interest in watching Final Fantasy or playing through Final Fantasy 15, it is a great precursor to it. Get back to the voice acting real quick. Nix is played by Aaron Paul of Breaking Bad fame and the Need for Speed film fame.
Oh yeah,
that's what he's best known for.
I don't often enjoy memes, but there was one where it was like walked out of Need for Speed, walked out what I saw like some other shitty movie into Need for Speed, walked back into the other movie. Yeah, that. I can't. So it doesn't take you out of it though. It doesn't sound like, hey, this is Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad.
And that's like one of the
I know
big
he doesn't
concerns.
have to put on the sort of bitch sort of voice, but it doesn't do that. Though?
Let me. No, it doesn't. But while I'm doing that, I'm going to pull up the Kingsglaive review from IGN because they touch on that exact thing. And since they have journalism degrees and are much smarter than I am, they can phrase it way better.
Voice acting by Gilbert Gottfried and also Bobcat Goldthwait. Yeah. Too bad Sam Kinnison's dead. Could have yelled over everyone in the movie.
I do want to say, and real quick, the female character, that's Luna. She is played by Lena Headey of Game
Cersei.
of Thrones fans.
Or
yes.
Furiosa.
Yes.
Yes. Idify says, fuck IGN. They're all British now. Also,
this particular one is not British.
Ghost of Romeo is kind of outing our side business with the main one, which I don't appreciate very much. Which is, about all the money shots have been on them glasses. Next videos,
Yeah.
There's a Major Tom fan page on X video.
As there should be.
Of course. So, yeah, let's quickly get that, and then we'll move on. You can give your final score to
absolutely. So, this is Megan Sullivan from IGN. In her review, she says, I was also worried that every time I heard Luna and Nyx converse, it would sound like Queen Cersei from Game of Thrones discussing politics with Jesse from Breaking Bad. It turns out I had nothing to worry about. Both actors breathe life into their respective roles by using the right combination of energy and emotion. And never once do they sound like they're resting on the laurels of their TV alter egos.
I fucking hate that goddamn term. Resting on their laurels.
Hey, bro, you want to come over and rest on my laurels?
Anytime I've ever heard it, it's been like some fucking just absolute prick being like, oh, for other people who just rest on their laurels, you know. So I just can't remove the two, you know, from being associated with that. So I'm no longer going to read IGN.
Okay,
I quit. Cool. I quit.
Yeah. That's Megan Sullivan who wrote that.
I'm unsubscribing.
So, yeah, it definitely sets everything up beautifully for the Final Fantasy 15 game. Also, I do want to touch on the visuals real quick. One of the best looking
as good
animated films I've ever seen.
As Final Fantasy Spirits Within.
I think it was better than Spirits Within, better than Advent Children. I think they've obviously just like improved the technology.
But what was the runtime of it?
Over 2 hours.
So it was wow. Okay.
Yeah.
The main concern was going to be alright, animated shit that looks good, right? Full length, like feature film. Impressive, but longer than normal. Even more so. Alright, well, what would you score it? What'd you think?
I need a little bit more time, and I need to watch it again before I give some sort of official score, because there were a couple of different factors. Number one, it looked visually stunning, and the audio was like super loud in the theater. It was a great movie watching experience, and I also was drinking a lot, so I was like slightly drunk by the time it was over. So that may have like that inebriatedness may have had an impact on my viewing experience. So I need to see it again. But walking out of there, I'd give it a solid...
I'll tell you this, in my experience, drinking a shitload during movies makes them worse.
Well,
so if
that's the case, then the movie actually may be perfect.
I know, right?
I would say walking out of there, I'd give it an
unless it's like
8.5.
8.5, it's fucking good. Unless it's a horrendously bad movie like The Room, then drinking enhances it.
There were a couple
of rip the shit out of it, you know?
Yeah. There were a couple of voice acting issues, but it definitely didn't come from the star-studded cast.
Well, here was my question when you said that, which was, oh, by the way, everyone's asking, what the fuck's a laurel anyways? Exactly. But have you ever, it's like, okay, voice acting issues, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever played a video game?
I have. I've played a couple.
Have you played some with voice acting?
I mean, I've witnessed lots of mediocre voice acting in video games.
Right. So, Are you at the point now where it pulls you so far fucking out of the experience? If doing something which it's based on a video game, the CG it's probably going to be equal to what is in the video game for the cinematic scenes.
For sure.
Right? Aren't you kind of used to that though? That's why I think possibly the critic score and the people who actually paid to go fucking see it because they wanted to go see a limited release, right? Have to search it out. Final Fantasy movie.
Yeah.
Why there's such a gap in score there. So, that's it. Hashtag dicks out for Laurel.
There you go.
Believe it, baby.
So yeah, absolutely enjoyed it. Excited to see it again. Oh, and like as soon as I got home, I watched every Final Fantasy 15 trailer, and like I'm 20 times more amped for that game, and it was easily one of my most anticipated games. It blows
my mind that for years you haven't given a shit about the series, and now it's like
now that it's about a boy band.
Somehow this one. It's hit such a key with you, dude. It's like hyped through the fucking roof.
Yeah, it is. And I don't know. I think it's just a combination of a lot of things. Like I know one of the issues that you have with it is kind of the style of all the characters, the way they dress and their hair and stuff.
It's not an issue,
but it fits so well.
I just like to kind of make fun of it.
It fits so well.
They're driving in what looks to be like one of those plastic Barbie cars painted black,
kind of.
You know, like.
But they're Audis. They have like the little logo on them and everything.
It makes it even worse that it's an Audi.
Yeah.
We Audi 5000 up in this bitch.
There was like,
come on, guys, let's go.
Have you seen all the product placement in the game, where it's like home and camping furniture and stuff?
See,
it's pretty funny.
I don't know. I don't really know if that would pull me out of it or not. Because if it's like, yeah, okay, that's a camping gear. As long as the camera doesn't focus like, shing, and there's like this shine across it, like Coleman, then I wouldn't really give a shit, you know.
Yeah.
All right. I think we're good on this. You ready to move on? I don't have anything else.
Ghost Romeo says I'm hyped because I've been waiting for this game since middle school. Final Fantasy's pretty good.
Oh, man, we got this Squanch Tendo, baby.
Squanch Tendo. So, Justin Roiland Did I get that name right?
I believe you did.
Justin Roiland teamed up with Dan Harmon for one of the greatest animated sitcoms, I guess is what we'll call it, of all time.
It is a situational comedy, yeah.
Yeah. Rick and Morty.
So.
Rick and Morty. So, for a while, Justin Roiland has been wanting to make a game development studio. He teamed up with, let me see if I can grab her name.
Well, there's actually a really good video online of, I don't know what it's called. I think it might be Rec Room or something, where you can have like a virtual avatar, right?
Yeah.
And he basically joined this game, and you can kind of mic with people. It almost looked like Second Life VR, which, God, I hope not. But, you know it's coming. But, he was going around like and had this huge group of people following him, right? Just doing the Rick and Morty voices. And people were, and they was like narrating it as though they were both in VR space, and like people were following him around. Oh, that's so he was just having a fucking great time, right? Yeah. And that's right about the time when I think this started to happen.
For sure.
Like you started to hear like inklings of like him approaching people and asking like the developers behind Job Simulator. Mm-hmm. He got with them and started talking to them about it. So yeah, perhaps that was the catalyst for this great thing we're getting.
So I'm going to read a little bit of this article written by Rachel Weber from, gamesindustry.biz.
Can you control F and make sure it doesn't say Laurels in there anyway?
No, I can't do that. Squatchtindo seems like an unusual name for a virtual reality studio at first.
No, it doesn't.
But when you realize that the people behind it include Justin Roiland, creator of Rick and Morty, it starts to make sense. Squanchy is, of course, the sexualized trouble, alcohol-loving cat creature from Rick and Morty. Roiland admits, I laughed so hard I cried the day I came up with that name. He teamed up with Tanya Watson, formerly of Epic, to build a studio.
Hold on, let me stop real quick.
Yeah.
One thing that I find pretty incredible is that no other company has parodied Nintendo's name before.
Yeah.
Like, until now, basically.
Yeah.
And it's like, how the fuck are they just getting away with it? Because you would think, okay, why has no one else done it? Probably because Nintendo will sue anyone with Tendo in their name, right? You can't make Nintendo. Shit can't happen. You know what I mean? You can't make Transmorphers movies out of this shit.
I mean, you can.
Maybe, just maybe, you want to love Rick and Morty. That was his dying wish, like, and by the way, if Justin Roiland ever parodies our name, Reggie, come here, come close. Let him have it.
Come close.
Let him have it.
Closer.
No, I just think it's weird that this is the first time we've ever seen a bigger gaming company actually parody Nintendo's name.
Yeah.
Which is pretty fucking ridiculous.
They can't keep getting away with it, says Boss.
They can't keep getting away with it.
Tanya Watson says, after leaving Epic, I wanted to start a studio. I was talking to a lot of people, checking out a lot of games. We're both friends with Cliff Bleszinski. I happened to be at his booth playing Lawbreakers.
Okay, terrific.
His agent, who is also Justin's agent. It all started from there, and over the course of many, many phone calls, Justin and I got chatting about how this could work and all that good stuff. Having finally narrowed it down to a specific IP that I really wanted to move forward with, meeting Tanya at the time was very serendipitous. From there, we continued talking, and it made sense to team up. So, yeah. Teaming up, they're going to make virtual reality games specifically, and I think that's cool. It's cool seeing developers get behind virtual reality at this level.
Yeah. By the way, thanks for the follows, fellas.
Yeah.
We haven't actually gotten the notification yet.
What's up, the bots?
Well, apparently there's a lot of blame being passed.
Armor 87?
This happens. We got Armor 87.
What's up, baby?
You're kind of blaming one another, which I think it's infighting going on.
Nintendo's lawyers will hear of this.
Who said that? Mr. Kurtz, if you fuck this up for us, I'll never forgive you.
So, what are your impressions? What are your thoughts?
So, here's the thing.
I love when you start your sentence by going.
No, I really don't have anything bad to say about it. I just hope that I don't
That's
know.
Probably
I don't,
why it's a lot of problems.
I don't know. I don't know.
For you.
All right,
it's because you're saying something.
No. I'm just trying to think of like. I don't know what sort of games I want from them though.
Yeah, comedy games, comedy VR games.
Right, but like in what sort?
Stuff like Job Simulator.
Not
like it plays like Job Simulator, but stuff that like you're in this silly cartoon-esque world where stupid shit is happening around you. Like,
well, I think that's like the one way that it really, really could work. Which is, okay, so imagine just having the portal gun and being able to shoot it on the wall and just walk through.
Yeah.
It would have to have kind of a narrative, like a full-length Rick and Morty episode. Wouldn't have to be Rick and Morty necessarily.
For sure.
But I don't see why they kind of wouldn't. Because Rick and Morty VR has already been announced.
Yeah.
That being said, I'm not sure if that's being done by Squanch Tindo, though. You know what I mean? Because...
I don't think... That's the guy who's doing...
Job Simulator. I think they licensed it.
Yeah.
So, here's the one thing. I will just be extremely happy if almost every character is voiced by Dan Harmon. I'm sorry, by Justin Roiland. He has a very distinctive way that he does all of his VO, and you can kind of tell when it's him in the shows. It sounds extremely kind of like not certain, like very, very discouraged about doing voice acting.
Yeah. You
know what I mean? It's always, well, you know, Rick, I was thinking, Rick, that sort of thing, or things like that. I'm Steely, you know what I mean? It always has that very hesitant feel to it, which adds a shitload to it. So those two things included in the hypothetical situation that Dan Harmon also helps the writing, this could be some of the greatest fucking games ever.
It could. So I actually did find out what they're going to do first. We're currently shopping around a comedy action RPG.
Ah.
That's what Watson said. Watson. Please do your voice impression, says Ball Salmon.
Nope.
Too late, bro. You can't just be pulling that shit out. You got to pull it out. You can't just pull it out.
It has to be turgid before you pull it out, and otherwise you'll be embarrassed and shit.
R.I.P. So yeah, looks great. I'm stoked.
Yeah. Well, like I said, all we know is that it exists. So as more time goes on,
but even just this logo right here, the way that like the font is kind of hand drawn, and the way it's these Rick and Morty style characters playing in VR. And one of them's got like dribble hanging out of his mouth.
Yeah.
So
the font says, "I didn't pull out. Well, I'm truly sorry for your loss."
Congratulations. He didnidn't pull out. He had a baby recently.
Yeah, very nice.
You know there are some sickos at church that fart on their hands and then shake your hand when it's time to say peace be with you. I didn't know that. That makes me happy.
TP Poker. Come on.
Man,
you don't go to
TP
church.
Poker, man.
Like, if you're just telling us, like...
I love that it's like, TP Poker, you don't go to church.
No, you don't. If you're just simply telling us, hey, fellas, you know these people exist? Well, yeah, I can imagine. You gotta get some joy out of your fucking life, huh?
Yeah.
Right? You go to a big mega church, and there's, like, memes thrown throughout it, like, and God gave rare Pepes, and you're like, ooh. I'm definitely shitting on my hand and fucking shaking yours with it. Like, it's not technically against the rules, is it? Just uncleanliness, right? Jesus loved everybody. We're moving on.
Yep.
So, yes.
Hannibal Stranding.
You know, I wonder if Mr. Mads Mikkelson is kind of upset that he's like, oh, did you have to post that fucking photo? I hate it. It's like, that would be my face if I was like going to take a load on the face by Kojima. Like, give it here. Just give me Chapter 3 from Metal Gear Solid 5. You put it right here. Yes. Yes.
Okay, so it's gonna be a little bit of a story time. I'm gonna use Eddie McCuck from GameSpot to help me with telling the story. MAKUCH.
It's McCuck. Wow, what an it's one of those people like, if your name was Dick or gay or something, like up until like the last 30 years, you were cool. It was fine, right? But now it's like, oh no. Like having the word cuck in your name, like, wow, that's terrible. It's awful. Right?
McCuck.
Let's see, the rest of the comments, we move on. How are you just doing? We're doing just fine, Mr. Pogan. What church? Armor ass? Every church. And, still talking about IFI's AC.
It's working just fine. Thank you, man.
And church is a strip club in Houston called St. James.
Well, there you go.
Jesus, I believe it though. Or you can go to Oceans in Houston, the super classy full nude strip bar.
There's no such thing as a super classy full nude strip bar.
Okay, yeah, you're right. All right, let's go on.
You can have a super classy strip club, but you can't have a super classy super classy.
No, you're right.
Full
those
nude.
Two really don't go together.
Yeah. Last time I went to a...
No one wants to leave with a fucking snail trail in their pants, you know?
Last time I went to a fully nude strip club, the waitress came in and she's like, "What are y'all doing here? why would you come over here for fajita meat when you could go down the road for some steak? That's what she said to us. We were
So
like,
she,
you know what?
she basically was like, this place fucking blows, you should leave.
Yeah.
It was the waitress, though, right?
Yeah, it was the waitress.
Okay. Yeah. So not the one you'd be tipping with a lot of money anyways.
Yeah. And the reason we were there is because we had a couple of friends that were under 21. And you have to be 21 to get
Isn't that fucking super ironic that, like, you can go to a...
I think they're trying to scare people away.
If you're under 21, you can go to a fucking, just a titty bar. But it's like, oh, you're not old enough yet, kid? Alright, go for the full fucking asshole pussy bars then. You're good. You're golden, kid. Just walk right in.
And Kennedy says, thank you.
You're very welcome.
You're welcome. So, yeah, story time. So, January 20th, 2015, which was a long time ago.
Hold on, real quick. T-Fox is a great episode of Genital Hospital this evening. I had to look all that. We did look this up yesterday. He's specifically referring to the porn parody ongoing from 1997. Not 1989 or the 2015 one. The real good one. 1997, you know? Alright.
Speaking of 2015, January 20th, 2015, Hideo Kojima tweeted out this. My favorite actor, Michael... Whoa. Let me start over.
Whoa.
My favorite actor, Mads Mikkelson, interview is in Cut this month. No many actors who is so cool and sexy in blood.
You know, it's hard to tell whether it's like, okay. Because Hideo doesn't speak good English, right?
Yeah.
We know this. Or I do. But it's like, is he just fucking up, or is he trying to like not reach the character limit? That's kind of where it's a little bit, a little bit of a gray area there, you know.
So move on to the next slide for me, please, sir. He then tweeted out this picture on August 21st. Today is the 25th. On August 21st, that just says adjusting. So as we all know, that Hideo is currently working on his next game.
Look at that haircut. That's definitely him.
He's working on his next game called Death Stranding.
Yep.
Okay. He tweeted out this photo here saying adjusting. So it's him clearly doing some form of motion capture for someone. All right, let's go on to the next picture.
All right.
Next picture, orange and gray jumpsuit, same day, posted on Instagram by the goober that's on the left. So, from those three pictures, so number one...
Well, who the fuck's the dude on the left?
He's just some guy that met him in some place and was like, hey, can I get a selfie with you?
Okay. And he's like, hey, catch me in the new Metal Gear Solid.
But this was taken the same day.
Okay.
So people are like, hey, that's the same jumpsuit of the guy that's in the picture.
Right.
Now, granted, you could be like, kind of a stretch, there's no guarantee.
I see what you mean.
But because of his love and adoration for Mads Mikkelson, Mads Mikkelson.
It's a certain Russian voice for some reason.
Mads
Mikkelson? Mads Mikkelson?
Mads Mikkelson. Because of his love for old Mads, and those other two pictures that just so happened, one was Instagrammed, this one right here,
right,
was Instagrammed the exact same day that Kojima posted that other picture. The internet is run amok. It's run amok. With rumors that he will be in the next game.
I mean, cool, but...
Again, lots of speculation.
Who cares?
People connecting dots.
What I mean is
because
like...
it's cool.
No,
he could play... What if he plays the little the baby that was attached to old Norman Reedus?
Then I would care.
He's the baby. He's the fetus.
It's the whole game. He's like he's playing as a fetus.
What if he's actually
like he's like your Navi from fucking Zelda, but like attached to and like, listen, man, I'm a Russian now. You need to run from the stranding. From the death.
Listen, go this way. So
yeah. Well, I mean, it's like,
what if he's one of the crabs from the beach?
Oh, that'd be fucking killer.
Killer, bro.
But no, what I mean is like,
a lot of stretches here.
When the internet runs rampant, usually over like Kojima shit, it's like piecing something together.
Yeah.
This is just like, hey, this dude might be in it. That's why to me it's a little bit like,
Don't get me wrong, it is
cool.
totally non-news. Non-news. But as a Hannibal fan and as I wouldn't say a Kojima fan, but I'm definitely excited or interested or intrigued to see.
I think he's a great fucking actor, and
Death
I think
Stranding's
it'd be great to have him in pretty much anything.
for sure. R.I.P. Hannibal. Miss you, baby.
But yeah. By the way, let's get to a couple comments before we move on here. Mr. Curtin says, you should walk into a fully nude strip club. And you get stopped like, oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was America. I thought this was America. It's not America then. Yeah, you do that, Mr. Kurtzen. In fact, if you do, let me know. We'll come film it, and then we'll become internet sensations or something while you're getting your ass kicked nude in the parking lot.
TP Poker says, hey, Kojima, 2 words for you. Suck it, you hump.
See. And
I love TP Poker.
And I did fuck up the other dude in the last name. His name was Goober. Fonz fucking caught me on that one.
Yeah.
He looks like he's got a finger up his cornhole, says TP Poker. You know?
You got that acne, bro.
Ankit says, if I had a nickel for my son, for every time someone called me and said, Mikkelson, I would have a lot of nickels, my son. Actual quote from Mads Mikkelson. What the fuck is it supposed to be? Or Mikkelson? McLesson? McLovin?
McLovin. We're going to call him Mad McLovin from here on out.
Yeah.
Mad McLovin.
Old Mad McLovin.
Remember, kids, heaven is filled with aborted fetuses. Fetus deletus. Ugh. I don't know how I feel about that. Let's move on.
Fetus deletus?
In Russian. Hello, Miss Lady. My cousin Nikolai would like to do sex with you. Please remove bottoms now. Please become the strip club.
Please drop panties now.
Curtis 17, if you film me naked, then you go into prison places.
Ooh. All right, we're moving on then.
Definitely moving on.
All right, we got seasoned pass or seasoned ass. If you give me them ribs, you get it.
Oh, I don't know if I like this new seating
arrangement. Oh, I know, it's fucking great.
I don't know if I like this new seating
arrangement. You can't protect them ribs where the shit.
I can't protect the ribs. That's the first time you've touched them in a long time.
Fuck
my
yeah.
virgin ribs. My perfectly
virgin.
safe.
You fuck 30 dudes and then you stop. Doesn't make you a virgin.
My ribs are virgins.
You're just trying to no.
It's like that.
You're saying
like
that I've
thing.
never gotten them before.
No, it's like
a complete fucking lie.
No, it's like the thing where like they're like, I want to be a virgin again, so they don't have sexual intercourse for like 3 months, and they're like, I've become a virgin again.
Who the fuck says that?
I don't know. It's a thing.
You talking about my
it's
wife?
A thing,
or something?
right?
Is that what she's doing?
Yeah, it's the story of how
SVKP like
women become
is that
wives.
What you're trying to do?
Any more pictures of dorks? Just look in the mirror, TP Poker. Am I right?
Yeah, give me them ribs.
I was ready.
How are you gonna prompt me for that shit and then not give them?
I put the aura up.
That's fucked up.
The shield.
It's fucked up.
What?
Sorry, so
where's the couch? The couch is behind us. We're sitting in chairs. Because I didn't bring the old typey pad thing. We're using the laptop. We're trying something a little bit different.
In general, this is easier to set up too.
Yeah.
So
let us know what you think in the comments below of the YouTube video.
So we tried to find a picture of old Assy McGee that worked.
Yeah. Instead, we just got this ass with a crown. Ass.
So yeah, what's this about?
So I guess we need to start with a disclaimer.
Oh yes, I suppose we better.
I am an employee of Electronic Arts. And as an employee of Electronic Arts, it is very important to note that any of my opinions or anything I say regarding Electronic Arts or its products or subsidiaries are not reflective of the company. They are my own, and I will treat them as such.
Well, how should they treat them?
I would like you to treat them as such.
I think that's the important part.
Yeah, so don't listen to things I say about Electronic Arts with anything less than a grain of salt in your hand. Basically ignore the next 5 minutes of words that I'm saying.
Well, for us, you know.
So, with that being said, Battlefield 1 announced their season pass today.
Okay,
actually,
that should not be news. No, I think this goes into a bigger discussion.
Absolutely, that's why it's called season pass or season.
Was anyone ass-pained about that? Like, I didn't think they were going to do one this year.
No, it wasn't that they didn't think that they were going to do one. It's that it's just like Battlefield Premium has been the last 2 years,
right?
Which is a $50 season pass that gives you access to 4 map packs, and it also includes like 20 guns, like 10 new maps, all kinds of new shit, as always. So, and then, as like stupid people do, I decided to read the comments on the announcement video, and it's just people like spitting tons of vile, angry things.
So what you're trying to say is you're trying to say hating without saying hating.
They hate. But the thing that, and I've talked about this before on this show, but one of the things that always bothered me is when the Battlefront Season Pass came out and people were like, it's a $50 Season Pass. Season Passes are only supposed to be $20 or $30. $50 is too much. But it's a multiplayer game with map packs. So you're buying 4 map packs, which are normally $15 a piece, which is like fairly standard prices for map packs. Call of Duty does it, you
save $10 that way, roughly, yeah.
Yeah, if you buy the Season Pass or Premium Edition.
Yeah, so here's the other thing. So people yearn a lot for the good old days. Remember that shit?
Yeah.
Like, back in my day, we didn't have Season Passes. We didn't have,
The days where they would shut a studio down for not making money.
Well, there was that, but there was also, it's like, all right, so remember back in the day when you play Halo online, and you couldn't play at all online if you hadn't purchased the latest map pack?
Yeah.
Man, weren't then the fucking days when you just couldn't play at all? You're like, well, maybe I just want to play the new maps. Tough shit. You can't use online features. Remember that shit?
Yep.
Well, yeah, this is, you don't like it, you don't have to fucking, you don't have to buy it. Right? You can still play the base game, which I did for all of Battlefield 4. Yeah. Never bought any of the expansions. Just played the base game and had a great fucking time with it. Plus, there's actually quite a bit of content in these. Right? They had new game modes, new vehicles, all this shit. It's not just maps. Which, if you're talking about, remember the good old days? Those days sucked.
Yeah.
Now, you might not like this any better, sure, but I do think the return, whether you enjoy having to pay for it or not, right, is way less of an egregious fuck you than the old days of online multiplayer shooters. That's my one kind of defense of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, so, there's a couple of different things for me. Number one, video games are cheaper now than they've ever been. $60 for a standard box game. Like, they've been $60 for the last 10 years. Mm. And they were $50 before that. And then a couple of generations before that, in the 90s, games ranged anywhere from $35 to, like, $100. Like, Mario Paint, if you bought Mario Paint for Super Nintendo when it came out, when it had the little mouse pad and the mouse.
Right.
That was $100. There were, like, sports games. You can just Google 1990s Toys R Us video game ad and find games that range anywhere from, like I said, $35 to $100. So video games were very, very expensive back in the 90s. So they've gotten cheaper, but they have not gotten cheaper to develop.
Yeah, I think a lot of people kind of just expect like games have gone up over time.
Yeah.
But if you look at like old Sears catalogs or like JCPenney, the old wish lists you get back where there's the internet, you had to circle like what you wanted as a kid.
Yep.
Go and look like fucking. Yeah, they were like $60 or $80 fucking dollars.
Absolutely.
Like,
and don't get me wrong, some of them were $35,
for
$40.
a Super Nintendo cartridge, though.
Yep.
Like, it's fucking insane.
So, but now it takes 10 times the amount of people to develop the game. The cost of living and just general inflation has gone up in every other technological or entertainment space on fucking Earth except for video games. So, from the point or the perspective of the guys who are developing the games, they need to find a way to charge more for their games. And this, in my opinion, very important, in my opinion, is a way for them to charge more for their games. The people who are passionate about the games, the people who want to stay in those worlds, they can choose.
It's not charging more for the games that you're getting something in return.
They're giving people the power of choice.
Like, think about it this way. In an alternate universe, if BF3 came out and it got no updates, right? Like no additional content, would people still be happy with it? Probably. They were happy upon release.
Yeah.
Right? When there were server issues or whatever, but outside of that, right?
Yeah.
Like, in-game, like, what the content was. People enjoyed it.
People were happy with the content about
it. Yeah. So, yeah, it's not charging... It's a very easy way, or a kind of a win-win situation where it's like, okay, look, we do have to do this. But, in return, we're not just going to fucking hype the shit out of it. We're going to give you something else, too.
Absolutely.
We have to do it,
It's an opportunity.
So but not every company does have to.
For sure.
There are egregious, shitty examples, right, of DLC. I do not think that the map packs, or the not content packs for Battlefield are.
I think there are some things about season passes, just to kind of bring that conversation back around, that I personally am not a big fan of, like if you go to a GameStop and you're like, hey, I'm going to pick up this brand new game that just came out today. And they're like, hey, you want to buy the season pass for $30? And then you say, well, what does the season pass come with? And they say, well, we don't know. We just know that there's going to be a lot of great content out, and we can add the season pass on right now for $30. So it's this idea that people are trying to sell you something that like doesn't really exist.
Right.
But it's like over the next year, you're going to get all these extra additional expansions, and it's going to cause extra. You're going to get some cool new challenges and costumes for Batman. You'll be able to dress like Batman from the 1988 Tim Burton film. So that's very exciting.
Is it?
I don't know. The point I'm making is like the way that they can be like marketed or sold, or the way that they can like pitch them to people. At times, there are times where I'm not a huge fan of that. But the idea of what a season pass is and what it represents, I'm like totally on board with. And if these guys get to keep their jobs longer, they get to work on this game for longer, and us players get to choose if we want to access this content or not. I think it's totally great. There is one more point I want to bring up real quick about it, and that's concern that people have brought up regarding splitting the market. So what you had talked about with like map packs. Let's say Call of Duty, for example. Let's say Call of Duty releases a new map pack. Costs $15. Half the community chooses to buy it, half the community chooses not to. That half that purchased it all want to play and experience the new maps. The half that doesn't have the content can't. So they're stuck to the old maps. So their player base is literally cut in half by people who are playing the new stuff and people who are playing the old stuff.
Right.
And then a new season passed, a new map pack comes out, and then half of that group buys that. And then the next one, and then half of that group buys it. So as it like trickles down, it continues to like divide the community. And I think that is a legitimate concern, but I don't think it's to the point to where it's like, you can't find a game, or it's impossible to find a game. It may not be as easy to find a game. It may take a little longer at sometimes. Of course, all that stuff is like, well, look, possible doesn't mean probable.
Here's the other thing, though. It's all right. So if you're looking at like a map rotation sort of thing, if people didn't like the new maps, they would bring them out of the rotation on the servers that they pay for to maintain.
For sure.
So at that point, perhaps it's kind of like the consumer choosing, hey, yeah, we do like these new maps, enough to pay for them, enough to keep them on the rotation so our servers have a better chance of staying populated.
For sure.
Right? Or having less chance, because some of that content is pay-gated a little bit, if you look at it that way. But it's, I don't know. I think that, I think that people don't know, a lot of people don't know how to differentiate between, like, okay, there's DLC, which is like, more content to the game that you're playing. Great. Or cheap-ass fucking money grabs, which are also marketed as DLC. Both of those things do exist, right? But they're not one and the same, though. You know what I mean? Like, and as far as just hearing that there's, like, does anyone expect a fucking game of this magnitude these days to come out with no DLC whatsoever?
It depends on the game, but yeah.
Like, no, you should...
The smaller ones. Like indie titles.
Well, sure. But even Shovel Knight had fucking DLC.
Absolutely. Really awesome DLC, too. That kept me coming back to.
Right? But there's just a difference for what they're actually selling. And, and how much it costs, that sort of thing. So, we get quite a few comments on real quick.
Yeah, let's hit them.
Let's see. Alright, here we go. T. Poker says, before I started playing poker and was part of the corporate America, I was directed for GameStop. The folks from EA were always pretty cool. They invited me to watch a lot of beta of Battlefield 4 on PS4 9 months before PS4 was released.
Yeah.
Shit. Let's
see. EA Access is only $30 a year, says Carson, which is a really awesome deal. Again, I work for Electronic Arts. Everything I say is my opinion. Really awesome deal. You access games a few days early, including Battlefield, including Titanfall.
Do you get all the season passes and shit for free, too?
No, you don't get season passes for free. But then you get something called the Vault, which allows you to access a bunch of older games for free. So, and it works similar to like Netflix. Like, as long as you're paying for the subscription, you can play and access the games. But like Titanfall's in the Vault, last year's Madden,
yeah,
last year's
$30 a year ain't bad for that, I don't think.
Yeah, $5 a month. So a lot of times you can pay $5 a month. If you're like, I want to play Battlefield 1 and Titanfall 2 early. So you pay your $5 for the month of October, and you can play both of those games early, just by paying that. And you get to play them for like a limited amount of time, and then you have to wait.
Right.
I think Madden was like 10 hours or something of gameplay.
So, Let's see. Mr. Garden says, season passes and paid DLC is millions of times better than freemium DLC games. Yes, I agree. I go on Steam all the fucking time, and there's games that look good, but even if they're free, I don't even check to see if they have, like, if they're free just for the fuck of it, or if it's like free to play, right? I just don't buy them. Like I'm so jaded to the point where it's like I would rather pay for your game to know I'm not gonna have to pay more for just to continue playing the base game, right? Than to take it for free or to look any more into it. So I agree 100% there.
Yeah.
The font says Civ 2 Collector's was $149 fucking dollars. Oof.
I pre-ordered
But that's what you're into, man.
Yeah, and it's like you spent $1,000 on like Metal Gear Solid 5 related merchandise when it came out. And
oh yeah,
I ain't hating on you about that, man.
They're like 5 different
it's where your
versions,
passion is, so
no matter what.
Gotta enjoy that shit.
Let's see.
Val says inflation's a bitch.
Yes, it is. They should just wait. EA will give it away for
free like to do with Battlefield.
Probably.
That's slippery slope.
It means that much to you.
Then you have companies like Capcom who have the added content in the game just so you have to pay $20 to pretty much unlock it.
Yeah, no, like I said, they're definitely good and bad examples of DLC.
I think Season Passes have a bad rap. I agree. Don't doubt I'll find my Naomi, or else Kappa. Season Passes are wonderful and entitle people to not wonderful. I agree with that, Fox. Gladly pay for a Season Pass. If it's, to be honest, it's about the game for me. Like certain games I get Season Passes and certain ones I don't.
Exactly right in my opinion. It's like I really like The Witcher 3, so I bought the Season Pass for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Had I not,
I feel like
I might have bought one DLC
your
for
money
it,
just
maybe.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, no, I don't care about the rest of the fucking shit. Right?
Kirsten says there's DLC and then there's cut content. I want to talk about that for a second. I do believe that games have content that's cut, just like I believe that films have content that's cut.
Right.
I think that people treat game cut content as someone being ripped off. But, like, if there's, like, 10 extra scenes that were cut from a film, it's like, it's just trying to make it better. And I do not believe that content is cut from a game. And again, I don't have any insider
that's actually
information.
It's kind of true, though. For films, because it's like, when you're already on location, you spent the money already to film, right? You might have to do a little bit of editing, but, like, the money, way different. So normally it is like, okay, we just can't fit that in there. For games, way different.
I don't think it's way different. It depends on like what you're specifically talking about in regards to cut content. If you think that they are cutting content to say we're going to put this in the season pass, that is not how it works.
90% of the time when
you
games
don't cut
have
the content for the
it's
purpose of
because-
putting it in DLC.
Yeah, no, it's because look, we can't find a way to balance it. We can't find a way, or we didn't have time.
Yeah,
time
exactly.
constraints. It's a reason why it's not cut. We had to remove this from the original game plan in order to meet deadlines.
I listened to
balance the game appropriately.
I listened to a podcast, and it was a developer talking about how they hire people. So when they hire someone, they say, "Here's a picture of a monster can. You have 1 hour to take this picture and design a full 3D model of this monster can that has the ability to pour into a glass. You have 1 hour to do this." Right. And that is how you interview. Because game development is not just about being able to make the perfect looking can. It's about being able to do it under the constraints of time. It's about being able to develop something saying, we have to get these things done by this time in order to hit this deadline so we can make people get paid based on when a product launches or gets pushed back. Well, it costs, I guarantee you, it costs Square Enix millions of dollars to delay Final Fantasy 15 by 2 months.
You want to see cut content and not DLC. Look at all these shit that gets data mined out of games that are still in the asset files, right? Like environments or weapons or whatever that never get put in, not even DLCs, right? That's cut content. It's, hey, we couldn't find a way to balance it, so it didn't make it in. Or just fucking couldn't do it. Had to cut it out.
When we were talking about when we were talking about the Titanfall 2 single player a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about how they did that, like, I can't remember what it's called. It's called like an action block is what they called it. Mm-hmm. To where each they broke off into small teams and they were given a week to go design little action like puzzles for the single player campaign. And they said a massive amount of them didn't make it. But that's not cut content. We tested this and it wasn't fun, so we're not putting it in. But that could be construed as cut content. So there's 1,000 different reasons to cut a scene from a movie, just like there's 1,000 different reasons to cut something from a game. Whether it's this character didn't work with this character, or this wasn't fun, or we didn't have time. Like, time constraints are a real challenge for anyone who has to do anything. Think about Preparation 8 tonight. We were 15 minutes late because we had time constraints. So there are some, like, quality issues, like that season pass picture up there, how it's got like the white jaggies. It looks really shitty. Now, this could have looked better had I not been under time constraints.
Or we could have just moved the slide altogether and not had this argument.
Yeah, but this argument's great. It's
right,
a lot of fun.
Or we could have made it like, paid bonus content.
Yeah, absolutely. So time constraints are very, very.
Here's the thing. I don't think
development environment.
I don't think games or game designers or developers go into it. There's all these bullshit pictures all over the internet where it's like, hey, back in the day, you get a full slice of pizza. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Give me them ribs. You know what I'm saying, right? But it's like, these days, you get the crust sold, you get the cheese sold to you, and it's like, so wait, what you're saying is, you're sold an incomplete product, then you have to buy shit to make it complete? That might happen for No Man's Sky, because they just legitimately shipped a game that doesn't have the features they say it does. But, in general, right?
What's up, Hanks?
Not the case. It's like, no, you get your one slice of pizza, and then you might get a fucking breadstick with it. You might get something else, you know? You might get, hey, I'll take, can we have that slice of pizza? I don't want to be too much of a fatty, you know what I'm saying? Right? You might get something like that. It's not like you're being shipped incomplete fucking pieces.
Yeah.
And my whole point on that was, I don't think, like, from the beginning, dev companies go, alright, so here's our story, right? It goes from point A to point Z, right? A to Z. So, we're gonna go ahead and stop at point, this is like very conceptually. So we're going to stop it actually at, let's say, Y. And then we'll sell, you know, the rest of it separately. Yeah. We'll cut it. No, why would they do that? No. Because you want your game to you want your base game, the one you pay the most for, to buy, right? To sell the best. To recoup as much money as you can originally.
Yeah.
So, I mean, why the fuck would you gimp it on purpose? To say, oh yeah, but hopefully this half of it will review well enough for people to want to buy more of it. No, it doesn't make sense.
So
for them to do it that way.
From the development, like stories or interviews and things that I've read and seen over the last 4 or 5 years about stuff like this, is that they don't even know what's in season passes until after they finish the game. They finish the game, everybody takes a break. They go on vacation. They come back and they go, all right, guys, let's work on the season pass. Let's work on our DLC.
There's also the big difference between developers and publishers that I think people need to kind of...
There's also a difference between developers and marketers. There's also a difference between... all of these different organizations are completely like... They're not like in the same room,
right,
working side by side, making decisions together.
For example...
They all have their own like.
For example, I worked... I used to work at a gaming company. I don't want to say who because I don't want to do the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
But it was a company that made racing games. And I remember being on a call with them one time, and the developers, and they were talking about how they were doing a promotional deal with a pizza company.
Not that pizza company.
Like a frozen pizza box company, right?
Cool.
Like you had to buy these frozen pizzas.
I hope it's them Totinos.
Get these. It was actually.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
Red Baron.
And no, they didn't sound extremely enthused about it. They're like, okay, well, yeah, we have to. And for the people who buy Totinos, we have to do that separately. It just seemed like a giant pain in the ass they want to deal with, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, yeah, sometimes maybe it's not really them having to make those decisions, right?
For sure.
They have to pay. Not only to keep their lights on, but also have to pay the publisher to make sure that it's worth them fucking keeping the lights on in the future. You know, So yeah, it's a weird line to walk. At the very least, at least you get more fucking content, and it's just not now. Games are going to be $80 here in the States. We enjoy it pretty nice. I guess you want to experience
it fluctuates
that.
a lot more outside of the States.
I guess if you want to experience the possible change it could be, and it would still suck because you still have DLC, I guess. But move to Australia and. Pay like $100 for a fucking video game.
I'm gonna hit Val's comment and then we're gonna move on. Changes in the plan.
Quite a few to hit out.
Changes in the plan have the biggest impact on any dev work. The thing I hate most is when people say the dev should have done this. It would have been so easy to implement. Yep.
Right, well, that's the whole thing about programming anything. You take requirements. Hopefully they don't change, and maybe you can get it done in time. If not,
we've talked about this before. It's one of the things that really irritates me is when people say that game devs are lazy. Like, you mother.
All right, so let's see. The NES at release is the equivalent of $475. Holy fuck! It was $200 back then, I guess. I might sneak back in a paycheck or two and upgrade. I'm not sure.
There you go.
Armor says, or if they aren't, motherfucker keeps moving.
Or if they aren't content with the content.
Yeah, that's another way. Like I said, you do not... Having a shorter game is better than a shittier game with frustrating shit. Now, don't bring up the order, alright? Don't bring up the order.
I love
That's
the
a little
order.
bit too different, right?
There's always exceptions to the rule, right?
Yeah. And moving on, we're gonna let a lot of stuff here. All I'm taking from this episode is that all season passes look like shit. I mean,
that's in reference to
or
that picture up there.
Well, the season pass or season ass. You know what I'm saying? All right, so
Armor is a pun machine. Yeah, he is. All right, let's move on because I think we're about to get into. Nope, not quite yet. Yay! Happy birthday! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday, dear Val.
It's weird that you're the one singing this.
Happy birthday to you, and many more.
So,
on Channel 4. What's the rest of it?
Don't do it. No.
Help me out. What is it?
I was, dude, even as a kid, I found that cringy when people were like, and Scooby-Doo on Channel 2. I was like, stop it, please.
And Scooby-Doo on Channel 2.
I gotta stop singing! There's a reason why it ends right there, you know? Okay, well.
So, yesterday was the actual 20th birthday of Valve.
Right,
but we didn't.
This company's got 2 years in 364 days before it closes its fucking doors.
Why is that?
Because it can't turn 23. Valve can't do 3. It cannot happen.
Oh, I get you.
Or maybe at the very best, it has 9 years, 364 days.
Can't turn that big 3-0.
No, absolutely not.
So, for the 20th birthday of Valve, I just wanted to talk about Valve for a second. All right, thanks, guys. Let's move on. No. So, as someone, personally, I've never played through the Half-Life game, so I can't speak to them, although I hear they're amazing, and I'm a plebeian for not having played them. But, very much enjoyed Portal. I'm a big fan of Left 4 Dead. And Steam is amazing. Steam absolutely changed PC gaming. PC gaming was going on this massive decline. Consoles were coming back up.
Coming up in the ranks,
PC games
so
were going down. Nobody, where was my new StarCraft? World of Warcraft's the only thing people play on PCs nowadays. And then Steam came along. Changed the world.
They're like, yes, you have the options between Counter-Strike 1.6, Half-Life, and Half-Life Blue Shift, yes, for 2 years. And it's like, alright, great. And then it somehow just rocketed out of fucking nowhere.
Steam, I do want to talk about Steam for a second because it's, in my opinion, it changed the entire games industry. I think that consoles will be working their ass off to duplicate what Steam has done. And they do in a lot of respects. Right. You'll get things like PSN flash sales where you can get a bunch of PS in-games for dirt cheap.
I did a couple comments real quick.
Oh, you're laughing at the comments, huh?
So the thought says, speaking of Half-Life, the better version of that series already has a game out. I don't get that one, but I get, Half-Life 4 hype then?
It's Deus Ex.
They're just going to fucking skip 3 altogether.
Deus Ex joke.
Look, guys, you just can't do it.
Deus Ex.
We're just going to... I get it. I get it now. Right? But I thought the Half-Life 4 hype joke was fun.
Well, Half-Life 4 hype.
Well, I suppose so.
Man, not going to your baby shower is seriously my favorite fucking Twitch name I've ever seen. Nibs of you are safe. What the fuck does that mean?
I don't know. Anyways, so, yeah. See, I grew up with Valve games. I remember learning how to do...
the last 20 years.
Learning how to do console commands for the first time ever from Half-Life. And chasing around the scientists with a crowbar and then going, ah! Right? And then, playing hockey with their skulls. You kind of beat them around.
Yeah.
And it's you weren't supposed to have the crowbar at that point. You know what I mean? You weren't. But it was so great, no clipping through shit and realizing, how load points worked and save points. Oh, hey, just clip through the whole game. It's great. But you have to go through certain points for it to load the rest of the content. Mm-hmm. I learned a shitload from these games. And then suddenly they just kind of, fucking stopped making them. Which is... And then stopped talking about it altogether, too. Which kind of, chaps my ass thoroughly. So much to where, yeah. I kind of almost hate Valve now. It's like, look. I really appreciate Steam. You know, I do. I promise you. I mean it.
I kind of almost hate Valve.
Dude, there's just something so shitty about fucking them being like, Half-Life 3, like, maybe we are, maybe we're not. We know where all the rest of our shit is.
Yep.
It's in VR and Steam.
3?
No, they won't say that, though. That's what the fuck everyone else is saying. And Gabe Newell's like, well, guys, maybe we are. Maybe. It's like, shut the fuck up! Just say, no, we're not gonna do it. You know how many game developers come out and say, fucking, here we go, Remedy, right? No, we're not making Alan Wake 2, alright? We were, but we stopped, because it wasn't fucking financially viable. Thanks, Sam Lake. Thank you. That's why I'd fucking lick your big Swedish asshole. Thank you. You're so fucking kind to your fans, just to let me know. Hey, Tommy, guess what?
What's up?
We weren't stoked this year for fucking Alan Wake 2, and I haven't been going, man, when's it gonna come out? You know why? Because he said we're not fucking working on it. Meanwhile, Gabe Newell, well, that's for me. I don't kiss and tell on my video games. It chaps my ass so fucking bad that they do that. And it's just such a tight asshole with any info. So, it's because of that I kind of almost hate Valve. But I can't. Not all the way. I hate that aspect. But everything else, yeah, no. Happy 20th birthday. God damn.
Not going to your baby shower, sis. Don't slander Lord Gabe.
Maybe, hopefully it's not Gabin. Lord Gabin, I get it. See, God works in mysterious ways, apparently.
Yeah.
That's what I hear.
So Valve, good job on changing video games with Steam and ruining them with Half-Life 3. All in the same fucking breath. And Gabe Newell looks like Jabba the Hutt. Let's move on.
What are you talking about? He used to, but then he grew a beard and it was like, oh, now he looks chiseled.
Now he looks chiseled.
Ooh.
Chiseled the Hutt.
Better believe he does.
Man, Alan Wake is the only game that actually gave me a frighten since I was a nerdy teen playing Doom 2 on an old 386.
That's good shit, man.
PC.
Alright, so, happy birthday, Valve.
Happy birthday.
Fucking don't fuck it up, man.
It's been a great fucking 20 years.
It has.
Except for Half-Life 3. Portal's cool. Let's go. Alright, we're about to do it, bro.
Yeah.
We're about to do it.
You're gonna do it?
This is the... I have been having this argument with one of my coworkers for like 2 weeks now.
Mind if I go to the bathroom first? And I want you
first?
to give... Yeah, I want you to... Cause this is gonna...
Let me just tell the story while you're going to the bathroom.
Okay.
Because you've heard the story. It's going fucking down.
Alright.
You better make it quick, bro. No clip COD mode. Alright. Oh no, not this. Everybody knows we're getting into some fucking hot water here with this discussion. This is one of those discussions that you never, ever, ever want to get in. Realistically, it should have its own episode. That's how big it is. There's just a couple of points I want to make sure to discuss. What's up, the Muffin Mans? That I want to make sure to discuss. This channel is so rocking right now. Because this conversation, this argument, it will continue to go on. The Republicans versus Democrats. Jesus versus Buddha. This is the type of conversation when our children are going on dates, they're going to say, there's 3 things you don't talk about when you're on a date. Religion, politics, and console versus PC. Please let me put him on timeout.
No, in fact, I've got a better way that you can have that console with your parents. It's like,
have that console with my
I'm
parents?
sorry, I had that conversation.
Okay.
I remember from Chappelle's show, it was like, Jenny's dating the console boy from down the street. Oh, God, no. Oh, no. No. That's his name. It's Tim Console. That was exactly played out.
Ball Salmon, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm about to let Idify put you in a timeout. They're talking about Cosby pills. So I'm going to try to get into this and get out of this as quickly as possible. There's no way it'll be quick, but we're going to try our asses off.
Come on. You've seen the pornos, they just go... They always go back in after that.
They always go back in.
They never just leave it out.
I wonder if I can...
You never say, like, later, fellas?
So
I've
been arguing with one of my coworkers, but been very friendly. We're still friends.
All right.
When you're around people you can trust, you can have these
I would fucking hope so. Look, he's just a little bit too much of a console player for me to be friends with. I would hope so.
Dude, people say the same thing about the weirdest shit.
All right.
So, I recently obtained a new video card for my PC.
Uh-huh.
And this video card will allow me to play anything pretty much at like the highest settings. It's a 970, which 970 is not the best out there, but I can play VR and stuff
for
like
what
that.
you want.
Yeah, everything that I want to be able to do, it can handle. So, after I get the 970 installed, have not installed a single PC game, haven't played a single PC game. Mm-hmm. This was about a month ago, and I'm still just playing my consoles and handhelds. So, he gets very frustrated with me about this. He's like, why? You could be playing the best version of X, Y, and Z. Or you could be accessing these things.
I'll defend him a little bit on that. I'll tell you why he's doing that.
Please.
It's in the same way that like, you know, like, oh, I've never played Chrono Trigger, or I've never played Final Fantasy VII, or still, like, never played Undertale. It's like, why, though? I wish... I want you to get the same enjoyment, the same wow factor I had out of this, right?
Yeah.
It's probably, and this is probably how it started out, like, why didn't you do this? Was like, he wanted you to like,
you're missing out on so much.
This cool wow factor that you guys kind of share together. Probably how it started out. Now, how it ends...
I don't think it works that way with like, console versus PC. I don't think it's like,
maybe
I want
not.
you to have the same experiences I have so we can be best pals. I think it's like, you have this superior hardware in front of you. Why are you playing on inferior hardware?
Okay, well, you know this person more than I do, so yeah. maybe that was the intent. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
But
personal preferences, PC can get uncomfy at times. Some people ain't got the money. So, and I think that's what it... So, there are 1,000...
We got a couple relevant comments here. Let's see. Well, something about
I watched a 3-hour PC stream today.
Badge. Oof.
Fuckface can be a digital lover. I remember Suicide Squad is...
Well, no,
gotta be catfished.
See, was it... Sorry, 1 second. Scroll off the screen here. And, not going to says, I'm a console pleb. Well, like I said, why though? And this goes to a lot of it. Right?
And this is what I want to talk about. Is there are 1,000 different arguments on both sides.
Right.
One of them, as far as technical specs and all the different variables that align with it, is technically better. One of them is easier to hook up. So there's one of them has the community that you want to be on. One of them has updates that frustrate you. One of them has a controller that you prefer more. One of them has whatever. Like, everybody has all these, like, thousands and thousands of arguments as to why I play it on this or why I don't play it on this. And there's one thing that people always seem to, like, skip or not think about that's actually, like, the primary driving reason for it.
For you.
I would say for most of us.
Well, no, this is the first time I've ever heard this. Now,
and that's what I'm saying. And I think
now let me give my opinion on this, and then you can tell me like your opinion for why you are.
I almost got through it. Just let me finish getting through it, and then you can give me your opinion.
Okay. Well, but I feel like yours is going to destroy mine because it's a very like, well, that doesn't matter sort of situation. Is what I mean.
Oh, so you want to? Those thousands of reasons that I just listed out. You want to add to that?
No,
list.
what I mean is, okay. So like you were saying earlier, we briefly talked about this before stream, which we try not to do for a lot of this stuff. But the subject of best, right? Of best, it's definitely relative, right?
It is.
It depends on what's important to you. Now, as someone who primarily does play on PC mostly, right? I think that it goes down to two factors. Like, what's important to you, and how much do you give a shit, right? So the how much do you give a shit is this. So objectively, you can say, all right, look, PC's better because, one, you'll get the best graphics out of it. You'll get the best frame rate. Your controller options are basically unlimited, right? You can play with an NES controller via USB. You can with like keyboard and mouse, you can do any of it.
Dongle for your Xbox or even PS4
controllers. You can really do any of it, right?
Whatever.
But it's like, so objectively there's this, but it goes to how much do you give a shit? Yeah. Like, is having the best of the best really that important to you to make sure that you have the best of the best every fucking time? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is that important to you? That much? Okay, then maybe buy on PC. Is it not? Do you just want to experience the games? All right, you're not too picky about it. Then really, there's no need to fucking bother, right? Like, it's only... I don't want to say it's for elitists, but that's how a lot of people fucking act.
Yeah. It's a lot... I think the important thing that you touched on is, it doesn't matter if it's better.
No.
If I'm like, hey, the PS4 is a little bit more powerful than the Xbox, so I prefer the PS4 over Xbox. That's not valid enough to make it worthwhile. And what it really comes down to...
I don't have to fucking argue over.
Right? But the argument is the fun part. The Democrats, Republicans, different types of religions.
Lastly, on this, from me at least, is one thing I don't like to hear is, well, fucking you can't play Bloodborne on PC. But it's like, don't bring exclusives into it. Exclusives are a bad thing. If I had my choice, and probably you too, exclusives would go out the fucking window.
Yeah.
They're only there because publishers pay for you to only develop it on one platform, not because it can't run on all platforms for everyone to fucking enjoy.
Absolutely.
Right? So don't use exclusives as a reason. Anyone who does is a tit.
I understand exclusives.
Unless you say, hey, I bought a PS4, which I did, to play Bloodborne, basically. Right?
Yeah.
Now, there's a reason, but... you
bought a Wii U recently to play Nintendo games.
Mario Maker, etc. Yes. Yeah. But I'm not going to say, okay, PS4 is better because of its exclusives. Yeah. Or PC's better because you get this. I'm not going to say that.
Yeah, I will agree with that.
Exclusives suck. But
I don't think that they necessarily suck. I think that they're a product of the way that capitalism works.
Right.
Which is a little ridiculous thing to say out loud. But if someone allowed me, and I used this analogy earlier today, if someone said Chainsaw Ape and all of its streams are going to become a product of, let's say, IGN, and we are going to give you guys $100,000 a year to make content for us. You can use all the stuff that you use, but there is always an IGN logo, and you always have to say, like, keep it locked to IGN. Stay right there for IGN. We have to end everything like that. But we get $100,000 a year to make the content that we want full time. We get to do what we want full time, and all we have to do is basically sell out. Like,
there's a difference between selling out and that.
But they're very similar.
I said we'd never advertise for Loot Crate because I don't believe in that product.
Yeah.
If you see me saying sponsored by Loot Crate,
but if Loot Crate said we want you guys to work for us, do what you're doing now. Do Preparation Ape, do your streams, do all that. Do some, if you want to do more streams, you can. But we're going to give you $100,000 a year, and all of your stuff can only be found on our website. I
probably wouldn't do it then.
I would totally do it.
We would have a fucking argument about it at least.
We would definitely have an argument about it.
Because that just means
we have an argument about everything.
That just means you think we suck at it, where it's like, all right,
no,
we gotta go with that thing we said we'd never do.
What it means is that Loot Crate would allow us to follow our dreams, quote unquote. We would be able to do the things that we want to do, the way that we want to do them, and live the lives that we want to live by selling out, by saying brought to you by Loot Crate. Which, by the way, this is not brought to you by Loot Crate.
No, it won't be ever. See, yeah, the whole IGN thing's a little bit different, but
it's the same sort of thing. Like, if somebody says, hey, No Man's Sky, if you market the game as a PlayStation game, it's not a PlayStation exclusive, but if you market the game as a PlayStation game, and you come to all the PlayStation press conferences, and you have the game demoable at PlayStation Experience, and you do all of these things, we're going to give you an extra $50 million to develop your game. You say, okay. $50 million?
See,
fuck yeah.
The difference there is this. We do this for absolutely fucking free right now, and we can continue to do it for fucking free. I mean, it costs us money, right? But there's a difference between, hey, look, we'll have to shut our fucking doors if we don't make this money, right? Yeah. Like a game dev studio. And, hey, we just don't make any money doing it. There's a big difference. So, with I understand why game devs do that.
People pay for exclusives.
Yes, I get it. I just don't think it's good for gaming as a whole.
I totally understand that, and I agree with it. We've actually had that conversation in the past.
Yes. Anyways.
About you can only watch Forrest Gump on Panasonic Blu-ray players.
Yeah. If you want big with Tom Hanks, then you make sure to buy Toshiba.
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much what we deal with. But at the same time, I understand it, and it doesn't bother me to a certain extent. But the point that I finally wanted to get at with all this is there's that missing piece that I believe that all of us who have a preference don't generally talk about. And that is how it makes you feel. How does it make you feel to play a game on PC? How does it make you feel to play a game? And it's not even associated with the games per se, but how does it make you feel to log into Steam? What is that like biological or chemical or physiological or psychological response that you get when you load up when you turn your PlayStation on, or when you put the controller in your hands, or when you get that achievement pop, or when you hear like the Wii U music playing, or any of the things that happen whenever you do these things? What is that response? And what that is a very, very personal thing. What it is for you is not going to be the same that it is for me. The feeling that I get,
right.
Like the feeling that you and I got when we were playing Bloodstained.
I don't get that anymore. What I do get is from the old shit, like hearing the
nostalgia.
Hearing the PlayStation boot up sound, the do 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 do, right? That gets me. Nowadays, it's more just like, okay, it's almost like a.
Think about when you play.
Have you ever heard somebody describe like fucking in marriage when it goes from like, it's passionate, then it becomes like a business transaction? Like, it's not quite like that for me yet, thank God. But like, I've heard that joke made. That's kind of what it's like for me. It's like, it used to be such a thing, right? Hearing that boot up music and all that. You don't really have that anymore.
Yeah.
Or at least not on, really not on PC or console.
Yeah.
Because PS4 just launches the game. PC, same thing, right? So you might have your publisher sound, right, for the intros there. But those sorts of things now, it's not so much, and that's why when I boot up an original PlayStation game, I do
that's
feel
nostalgia that you're talking about. That is
right.
a specific type of feeling, which is nostalgia.
But the same thing you're feeling right now, or you're talking about right now, to me, is almost like the current, like, it's nostalgia, but you're feeling it now.
For sure. Exactly.
You just don't know that it's nostalgia yet.
Yes. So, an example that I can think of that comes to mind, when we played Bloodstained, when the Kickstarter demo came out, that game felt like Castlevania. It felt good to play. When you played it, there was like, I had a response to it of like, this is what I have wanted, this is what I was hoping for. And it's not even that it was necessarily designed well, it was that like, there was like a certain feeling that you got of like, it's back. Like, it's back, baby! Like, right. it feels good. Same sort of thing with when we played Ukulele in comparison to like Banjo. It felt right. And it didn't just feel right in the way that it controlled, but it felt right in here. It felt right in your heart.
Yeah.
And I think that particular connection, that individual connection that you have with a brand, or with a product, or with a franchise, or with any of those things, goes beyond any describable thing, or anything that you can compare, or anything that you can put on a list as to why this is better.
But that doesn't make sense to me, though, because it's like, okay, if that's the case, right? Yeah. You used to be a super big Xbox guy. Your achievement score was fucking, I don't know how much.
165,000.
Is that that's a lot, right?
Yeah, that's a lot.
Okay. But now you do fucking PS4 mostly.
Absolutely.
So
PlayStation...
If brand fucking loyalty was worth that much to you, how did you swap in one generation?
I'm not saying that brand loyalty is what the most important thing is to me. My favorite console during the PlayStation 1 and Nintendo 64 era was the N64. Okay. I preferred it over PlayStation. And I always argue with people tooth and nail about how better cartridges were, and how they didn't scratch, and how four controller ports out the box, and 3D polygons were better than the muddy textures.
Then I'd like to
PS1.
have that argument with you one day.
We'll find 7th grade me, and we can have that argument.
Damn it.
And then I preferred the GameCube, and I was always, it's the better controller. It feels good in your hands.
GameCube controller is pretty fucking good.
I love the little mini discs, and I love that the GameCube had a handle.
It's great because they're small, but the cases are the same size. So to house them, it's so space efficient. Yeah.
So there were reasons that I had for preferring the GameCube over the Xbox or over the PlayStation. Mm-hmm. When the 360 came out, I preferred the 360 over the Wii or the PS3. And when the PS4 came out, PS4 is actually my favorite. So it's not like nostalgia, and it's not brand stuff for me personally. I'm saying that the emotional response, though, the things that I feel while holding the PlayStation controller, or while looking at the PlayStation menu, or going into the ecosystem, or playing the games, or hitting the guide button, or whatever, all of those things like give you a feeling.
Right.
And I'm not in advertising, but I know advertisers talk about this stuff a lot. They talk about the psychological response that you get when you click a particular type of button, or whether there's haptic feedback or something like that. Things just like, as an individual, things have a certain feeling to you. And that thing is the defining thing that keeps all of us, keeps the preferences that we all have for whatever console or whatever game franchise or whatever. All of that stuff connects. The connection that we have on a personal level is not something that you can put on a list. And I think that the personal connection that Idify has with his Xbox over his PlayStation, and we always had little shit-faced arguments back and forth, and then Lord Barbecue comes in and throws in that fucking picture of Tom and Jerry to compare PC stuff. Like, these conversations go on and on. But what it comes down to it is the feeling that Idify gets when he plays his Xbox. He doesn't get that when he interacts with a PlayStation. And the feelings that I have when I play my PlayStation, I don't get that same feeling when I interact with my Xbox. And that feeling, it's very difficult to describe, and there are small things that make it different for everyone. But to me, it is the discernible factor as to why console casuals may choose to play on console. And that giant list of reasons of, oh, it's a lot simpler, and when I go to the store, I can just say, give me a PlayStation, and I'm done. Like, all of that stuff makes sense, and you can put it on a list, and you can say it's why you like it better. But there's that one thing that's, difficult to explain that keeps us in love with it. That's all.
I don't think I have that, unfortunately.
I think you do have it, you just don't realize you have it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Think your happy thoughts, Peter. I don't have any. You do, though. Think of your children. It's like a scenario like that?
Yeah.
All right. Oh. Well.
Yeah, we're good unless you have anything else you want to say.
I was going to say, did a couple of comments, was it Microsoftly killing you?
I'm off my preaching pedestal.
So we got a couple saying 360 more than PS3 to online gameplay. When it powered up, I saw Microsoft. It killed me a little inside. Yeah, man.
Did it Microsoftly kill you? That's what somebody responded.
Steal that shit. Val says, I knock PC at peers, but it is kind of an accomplishment to have a gaming PC. Yeah. Well, but that's what I mean, though. I don't know if you need to feel accomplished by it, but it's is it worth the time and effort to spend the money or time, right? If you want to save money, especially, to do that. If not, then no. Like I said, also control scheme. There's a lot of games that I would probably play on console. Maybe I wouldn't give a shit if it allowed me for a varied control scheme, right? Like keyboard and mouse. I don't play first-person games really that aren't keyboard and mouse. If it requires any precision, like shooters will, right? But I would be much more inclined to if I had the option. So it's very practical things that keep me playing mostly on PC. That being said, there are certain games that I just play on console that I kind of even do have the choice for, right?
Yeah.
Can't tell you why necessarily. It's just
And that's what I'm talking about. That thing that you say you can't tell me why. That's the thing that I'm talking about.
I don't think it is though.
I definitely think it is.
I don't think it is.
I think it is.
I think we're about good to move on. Let's see.
I want to scroll up and hit a bunch of comments because I felt like there were a bunch of good ones there.
You go in.
Everybody stop typing for 30 seconds because I want to scroll up and read your comments.
No, don't do that.
Yes, do it.
Fuck Major Tom.
We're going to start with Val's comment that says, PC players, I love the body on these graphics. They're so smooth going down and have that oak flavor I look for. DKP, you just made me realize PC players are vegan hipsters and need all natural nature.
Hey man, fuck, that's actually insulting me. Fuck you. Alright? I'm trying to be fair here.
Armor87 says, isn't Loot Crate just crate? Yes.
Fucking kind of is just full of garbage. That you're like, I don't know what to do with any of this shit. Great. Yeah.
Val says, no knocking because I also play on a PC. Just a realization.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
For me, I can't be bothered. Don't know what that's about. Fott says, I still play C64. Fun on any platform. I just don't like the controller or OS or most of the things that make the Xbone an Xbone. I'm sure there will eventually be an exclusive that makes me get an Xbone. Rare Replay almost did it. PC is better, quote unquote, but only because it's more options and variables that I can make my own.
Yeah, it really all depends on just if it fucking matters to you.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's up to you.
Armor says, I miss those plastic Game Boy cases. Hertzen says, oh, this is going to be quick. Layers.
Layers.
Val says, I pop a boner when I power up my PC. The Sega.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It really was.
Give me that one.
Yeah. I get a boner when I power up his paints. I have the THX sound to make me pop it harder.
That's his secret. He always has a boner.
Armor says, I was going to wait to the end to get to back Bloodstained, then I forgot. And now I hate myself for procrastinating and missing it. I just punish myself for procrastinating. I will think of a punishment for myself.
50 lashings, I think, would be appropriate.
Get it, though? He's a procrastinator. And he's like, I'll think of a punishment.
I get it.
Tomorrow. Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to help him out tonight.
Oh, okay. I knock on PCers, but I have to admit there is a sense of achievement to owning a gaming PC. It's like owning a muscle car you built yourself. True, says Paints. Played 360 more than PS3 due to
I think we've got the rest of it.
Minus
what we've missed after we scrolled up.
But it was a better online gaming experience to PC. The gamer won over the nerd. Hate you. Comment threads are hilarious. Major Tom, you're 100% correct. Love you, Alpha.
Let's see. It's about right there. Only reason I typically go console my games is because I have so many dev kits on my PC, there's a good chance something might become a headache. Yeah, that's fair. Ankit says, personally, I'm a hybrid. I have PS4, Xbox One, and PC. I am a game on all of them. And I have no true preference. What does bother me, and what always will, is what does bother me, and what I will always fan the flames on, is those who are super passionate that mine is better. Yeah, it does. Well, but like at the same time, that's what you look nostalgically back on with Genesis versus Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
So perhaps one day
we're just adults
back
now.
on this, you know. And there's a lot
we're
more
smarter
vitriol
than
in
that
it
now, or so
like,
I like to think.
If you like this better, you should kill yourself for real. Yeah. You didn't say that on the playground.
Delete
back
your Twitter.
Then, really. Yeah. Delete your Twitter.
Seems like the loudest voices for one or the other are people too young to have a job, responsibilities, or disposable income to purchase one or the other for themselves. I'm just not picky about platform as long as it's fun. I still play on everything, just not PS4 because I don't have one. I only have a mid-grade PC.
Yeah, there you go. Shooters and strategy on PC, sports on console. That's a fair attitude towards it.
Identify says PC players eat at Kirby Lane.
Oh, yeah, you can go fuck your mother. How about that?
Don't hate Kirby. Should I punish him? I think being your roommate is punishment enough, says Armor87.
Oof. All right, so we move on to everyone's least favorite segment, or maybe most, I don't know. Ask the Apes.
Yep. Hit those
also,
comments
quickly,
while I'm pulling this up.
Armor says, or Unkin says, I gotcha.
Got to type in the password, because we got too heated today. By the way, this has been a really fun episode.
Yeah. Curtin says to Paulson, punish me, Daddy. Please. So Unkin says, how about that 12-hour delay on Deus Ex PC? You know what I'm saying?
They got a 12-hour delay. It came out 12 hours later on PC than it did on everything else. And my friend that I was talking to you about, that he and I get into those arguments, he was like, it's just bullshit. It's like, I don't get it. It's not fair. It doesn't make sense.
It's called time zones. Blame Steam for that shit. Sorry, man. So says Genesis v Super Nintendo group in those days is from 10 years later walking to a Target and seeing Sonic on GBA. That's fucking still weird when I see like cross-platform stuff between the two.
Or when I played Donkey Kong on my PlayStation.
Yes, that's fucking weird.
All right, so we're in the Ask the Apes portion, which I think I'm going to rebrand as Ask Apes Anything.
All right.
For next week. So what we do is you can ask your question over at facebook.com/groups/the Chainsaw Ape Group. Go and join us and have some fun conversation with us. And sometimes not fun at all conversation like console wars, which are actually pretty fun too. But every week I go in and I post, pin something to the top where you can ask your questions, and we answer those questions live here on the show. Yeah. I do want to say that a lot of times when people post pictures, we put those pictures in the slides so we can discuss them so you guys can see what we're talking about. But
this is just the like one time we have not done this.
It will be in the season pass if you buy the season pass.
Oh yes, of course.
Since we're cutting the content,
White Husky Gaming
all the season pass.
What's going on, man?
White Husky Gaming, I like that. What's up, baby? So yeah, we're gonna hit some of these questions real quick from the Facebook group, and then we'll close this out. So again, apologies for skipping anything that involves a picture.
We'll hit it next week. How about that?
I don't want to make that promise. Idify7 asks, okay, I know this is a little far-fetched, but if you guys were pimps and all the different PlayStation consoles were your hoes, which PlayStation would be your bottom bitch? And which one would you send out to turn some tricks?
Oh, for real?
That's the question.
PS2.
That'd be your bottom bitch?
Oh, yeah. She does not only current and last gen, which I would imagine would translate to vaginal and anal, right? Does more than just one thing, right?
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I do know what you're saying.
Oh, she turns tricks all right, and damn good, too. So, that would be mine. Yes.
Yeah. Cool. Why not Twitter, says White Husky Gaming? Because we are not popular enough on Twitter. A huge portion of our community is in the Facebook.
Well, tell you what, if you add us on Twitter and you DM us on Twitter, I'll get that on my phone, like, very easy. So if you want to ask on there, you're more than welcome to.
Cool. We also have forums, but we haven't transitioned the questions.
Like I said, if you don't want to ask through Facebook, any other way that you can get a hold of us, that's pretty easy. We'll do our best to make sure we include that as well.
I like that. I'm not... Sorry, did you finish answering it?
Yeah, what's yours?
I don't have one. We'll just go with yours, because it was really good. Mr. Kurtzen asks, when will I blossom?
Well, you're 17 now? I guess when you're 18. Yeah, that way you've legally blossomed. There's your answer, buddy.
Yeah. I'm going to say 26.
All right, well, I change my answer then. 21.
All right.
We can go out. We can go to the bars. You know, Iron Bear here in Austin.
Mr. Kurtzen also asks, "Am I pretty?"
Oh, so pretty. And witty. And gay.
Oh, so pretty.
Trying to be poignant here.
Mr. Kurtzen has a lot of questions here in a row. He asks, when you're talking about someone, are you ever afraid that they're watching? That has happened to me a few times, yes.
No. It's happened to me after the fact. 1 or 2 times. I'm like, huh.
I wonder, dude, there have been some times where you've said some stuff that's like, if VKP's mom is watching this, you're going to get a finger in your face.
And I usually call that shit out. And I've had one time where I was like, oh, by the way, my mom's watching this. Sorry, we're talking about eating pussy here or something. And I talked to her and she's like, oh, by the way, thanks for the shout out the other night. I went back and watched the archive and was like, oh, okay. Like, well, you're welcome. No, there was one time where...
at Chainsaw.
Yeah, everything is just at Chainsaw, all one word. Actually, there's one time the other day where it's like, some guy, I realized from like a job that I might be trying to get here soon, like at a particular company.
Yeah.
A guy that I know works there, so he might have like an in for me, right? And he told him like, hey, these guys streams, right? So he came and joined, and he didn't tell me when. He's like, oh yeah, my buddy checked out your stream the other night. And I was like, when did he watch? And he's like, oh, I don't know. And I was like, man, hopefully I didn't say something. I thought of like all the potentially just jokingly weird shit that could have been said, and I was like,
yeah,
oh fuck.
Sometimes you forget that we're on the internet.
No, it's not that.
I totally do.
It's the same way in which it's like people on Facebook don't realize, oh yeah, your boss can see this.
Yeah.
Or your in-laws and like, hey guys, I think this is horrible shit. And it's like, why? It's like, would you put that on your fucking LinkedIn profile?
Yeah. I'm friends with like
you know
my grandmother on Facebook.
I'll tell your grandmother she's a cunt. Give me your phone number. I dare you.
I mean, I will.
We'll do it right now.
Not on the internet.
Hello.
With my dad.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
Old teachers I had in high school. And I just I'm always posting like, hey guys, come watch our stream. And we just get on here and like, that fucking bitch ass titty was so fat.
Well, imagine I don't think we've ever been that.
No, we haven't. That vulgar.
Well, no, we've been more vulgar than that. Bitch ass titty.
Bitch ass.
But I mean, just like without context.
That bitch ass
you know?
titty. Yeah, exactly.
I don't think we've ever called anyone a bitch ass titty.
You could take some of the things out of context that we say and probably just create this like the conversation. Actually, we'll get into that here in a second.
All right.
We're going to keep moving on. Kurtzen says, how many questions is too many?
How many's he asked? I'll give you that.
That's your answer. Intermission guy says, favorite game to take place inside a computer. Can you think of a game that takes place inside of a computer? Job Simulator?
No, hold on. Let me think. I have played
Enter the Matrix on PS2.
Like Persona, I guess. Like that kind of does in a way.
Yeah.
You know?
It's not really in a computer, but yeah.
It kind of is.
It kind of is, yes.
And if there are other examples that I can give, well, there's also, I think, System Shock.
Yeah.
Maybe System Shock 2, I forget which one.
Yeah.
That it's like, or to some degree, some theories think MGS2. But yeah.
We're done with this.
Yeah. Well, Anify
Somebody
says,
just asked to join our group.
I remember DKP once said he would marry Melissa McCarthy. Yeah, no, that was on a marry, fuck, kill sort of thing. Alright. Armor87 very aptly says, Max Payne is greater than Matrix games. You bet your fucking ass it is.
Next question. Intermission Guy says, why do we call those who flee in the face of danger? I mean, what do we call those who flee in the face of danger?
Cowards.
Valacolera says, generationless console sounds like an awesome idea when it comes to keeping your old content live. But my concern is the release frequency. It seems products like the iPhone release a hard OS update every 2 years along with their new hardware. If the game consoles follow this same method, your console will not be able to play the latest and greatest every 2 years. Say you skip a model and wait for the next, then you have 2 years of games to catch up on. What are your thoughts?
Well, you take this one.
My thoughts are, if it plays out exactly like what you're saying, it's fucking terrible. But I am very confident that it won't. I think it is probably every console generation or so, like, worth of time, which I would say is anywhere between 5 years and 8 years. I would say that's about the time that you would need to forcefully upgrade. I don't think that forcing upgrades every 2 years is a smart business model.
No, not at all. Plus, apparently I was wrong in my last week. Apparently it's the French. Good answer.
Well, remember DKP, once he said he would marry Melissa McCarthy.
I already covered that. It was a marry, fuck, kill, right? And that was the worst.
There was a side note to this. He says, people say PC does this, but it's not true. Windows Vista 7, 8, 8.1, and 10 are all Windows versions of 6, giving it a 9-year run or so. Or 9-year run so far.
Very nice.
I defy as Valacolera says, how long is too long of a question?
The previous question, right?
I didn't think so. I thought it was a good length.
Well, I mean,
good question.
Part of the joke, though. Modest King says, "Where do I go? For what specifically? We can tell you.
Just go to the pinned post. I added you to the group, so the pinned post is at the top of the Facebook page. Just click that. You can add your questions there.
Yeah,
I think that was you. It was a picture of a white husky,
so probably.
Yeah.
No.
Not gonna say your name or anything like that. I'll make sure to call you out as White Husky Gaming.
Yes.
I'm just trying to find where I'm at here. Mr. Curzon asks, if I have a question from an old prep ape, would you know? It depends on how far back it is, and probably not.
It's a fantastic. That's the most legit answer. Yeah, probably not.
Probably not. Intermission Guy says, what have I got in my pocket?
Hopefully not your cock, but probably.
I'm going to say a hot dog. I think it was the league where he carried around pocket dogs.
A fistful of vagaries. There you go.
I like that. Valacolera says, 1,000 dicks on the wall. How many do you choke on?
Probably the first. I'm not too good at that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't imagine. Perhaps I'm a fucking champ, I don't know.
Armor 87 says possible. A hot pocket? Definitely a hot pocket in the pocket. That was an older episode, right? Where we actually talked about that, having hot pockets in your pocket. Am I crazy?
You just said I probably wouldn't remember. And now you're bringing up this shit?
Because I don't know if I remember. Where we talked about keeping hot pockets in your pocket. I'm very confident that we've talked about that.
We don't have our episodes transcribed. That way we can go back and fucking...
If somebody transcribes our episodes,
it's a waste of time.
$2 bill per episode. A $2 bill per
It's a waste of time. No.
Idefy says, as some of you may or may not know, I'm a huge comic book fan / collector. Over the years, I've noticed a sharp decline in intelligent superheroes, and with every new writer for that superhero, they get stupider and stupider. Now, with that being said, can you please explain why Superman is stupid as fuck?
Because he never went to college.
I think you answered your own question. Bad writers.
Oh, I thought you meant his other question of when is a question too long? That's the one he answered. No, why is Superman stupid as fuck?
Kappa.
I don't know. I mean, look, you might know better than I do, Tommy. You're a big Superman fan.
I already answered that question. So because he already answered it with bad writing.
I was just gonna say his fucking alter ego costume sucks. Like, you just can't trust a man that does that sort of stupid shit.
Yep.
But, alright.
Idify7 asks, why is Batman that much more intelligent than Superman? I would say if Batman had a superpower, it would be his intelligence.
I mean, because he's written as the world's greatest detective / kind of intellect in a way.
Yeah.
Because he's drawn that way, baby. He's written that way.
He's an autist.
Batman's an autist? That's why he lives alone. He's like, Alfred, bring me a grilled cheese.
Alfred will remember that.
Mr.
Sir, would you like peanut butter and jelly? Or monster cheese on your bread?
Alfred. That looks mean. Let's move on. It's all in good fun, though, I promise.
Intermission guy says, why is Invisible the best comic book of all time? I haven't read it, so I wouldn't know.
I haven't read it
I'm a big
either.
Saga fan. Kurtzen says, why does Nintendo hate fun? And then he posts a picture, and I'll read that real quick. It says, according to Unseen64, GoldenEye for Xbox Live Arcade was in development at Rare in 2007 and 2008. Microsoft, Activision, the James Bond rights holders, and Nintendo apparently agreed to a publishing deal. However, Nintendo Japan is purported to have shut the project down for unknown reasons just months before its planned release.
I understand that. Months?
Yep. So why does Nintendo hate fun?
Because Reggie.
Probably because their cut wasn't big enough. And they were making that Wii money back then.
That Wii money? Oh.
Curtin says, when is the latest we can ask questions? I mean, realistically, I plan to just go through. When I get tired of asking,
you're going to have to refresh. To make
I might have to. I think Facebook auto refreshes, but we'll see. Intermission guy asks, what's the point of the first 5 MGS games? Can you please not answer that? Can we just move past that one?
We're going to have to give that one a pass.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do a whole Prep 8 dedicated or devoted
we won't.
to it.
It would be the lowest rated Prep 8 fucking ever. Promise you.
This one might be rated a little bit lower. We got a little preachy in this one. Instead of asking questions, this is Kurtzen again. Instead of asking questions, can we do requests such as calling your parents and confessing terrible stuff you've done as a child live on stream? We're looking at you, DKP. DKP's mom watches these, so he can just confess from right here.
And she's a big cunt too, so you know.
She's heard it all.
She wouldn't fucking. She'd be like, "I know what you fucking doing, you little bitch." Because that's how she talks.
Yeah.
You know. So hold on, let me see.
Yeah.
You can make requests. Depending on them, we'll see.
Idify7 asks, is Gwen Stefani hot, and does she need bigger toots? I mean tits.
Idify says you skipped this question.
Whatever.
You bastard!
Dude, I've read like 70 of your questions. Calm the fuck down. Oh, he said, please provide a great argument as to why Keiji Inafune is better than Kojima.
I mean, I can't do that.
Yeah, I can't either. So, is Gwen Stefani hot, and does she need bigger toots? I mean tits.
Yes, and hey, sure, why not?
No. I don't think that she needs larger toots. I mean tits. But
why not?
I think she has moments where she's hot,
but
and
why
moments
not?
where she's not hot. But
well, sure. So
not a big fan of her singing voice. Don't dislike No Doubt or anything that she's done, but for some reason, I've just never been a Gwen Stefani fan.
No, you don't like that. It's my life. Don't you? That's her, right? Please tell me it is.
It's my life.
Okay, that's like a complete asshole.
Don't you? That's a remake of a song, actually. Don't you forget.
Oh, Mr. Kurtz wants me to call my dad and tell him the time that I stole his lube and ruined his VHS tape.
And get his reaction live on the air. Maybe next week.
Yeah, maybe next week. I'm not opposed to it. I ain't scared. Just need to fit it in correctly, you know?
Idify7 asks, what is your biggest gun? Do you need to use lubrication with that gun? And how far can you put that up the poopin' shaft before it's dangerous?
Okay, well, look. So, a 12-gauge Winchester, probably. I do lube it. just to keep it clean, right? You have to have gum over here. Now, how far could I fit it up my ass or your ass? Judging by John Holmes and other things I've seen on the internet, probably almost all the way to the hilt of the stock. If I had to guess, I mean, if you do it cleanly, safely, and like a gentleman, that's the answer to that one.
Real quick, read a comment. Lord Barbecue says that's Bon Jovi. That's a different "It's My Life" song. He says "It's My Life."
Oh my god,
that's the Bon Jovi one. Yeah, but it's not the same song.
I wonder if he was serious.
Both say that.
Like, listen, man, it's not Gwen Stefani, it's much.
I don't, is Lord Barbecue serious? I don't know. I don't own a gun, so I can't answer that question. Mr. Kirsten asks, what's up with intermission guy and them cat stickers?
I don't know.
I don't fucking know either. Because he
more vagaries. There you go.
Oh, because he posts a bunch of cat stickers in all the questions. Idafy7 asks, when are we going to get another ladies only stream? When all the ladies are willing and able to do it.
The simple fact of the matter is, we work this into our schedules.
Yeah,
they do not.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of a when the stars align sort of thing.
Yeah.
More than hey, they work their lives around this.
Yeah.
You know. So there you go.
Yep. Idify says, Major Tom, because all the great television shows are starting to return, do you plan on adjusting the time schedule of the Sunday streams? I do not. I think maybe when Game of Thrones comes out, I might do that, because my streams start at 9 p.m.
You gotta go for the ratings. If you're going during Game of Thrones, well,
I mean, it's okay.
You're probably fucking up.
I'm streaming for me. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but...
Plus, anybody that's in my stream instead of in Game of Thrones, I'm just going to be like, what the fuck are you guys doing here?
Madoff, you a bitch.
Baby.
You know what I'm saying?
At least I do things on Sundays.
Major Tom, you a bitch.
Love you, baby.
Not often enough, you know what I'm saying?
Intermission guy says, what was meant by the words, hope rides alone? No fucking clue.
What the fuck is he talking about?
Intermission guy says, what do you call a man with good confidence, the best skills and training in the world, and an almost absurd level of morale?
Call him DKP, baby. Let's move on.
All right. Morale?
The fucking terror on your face.
There's an accent over the...
I don't care. You call him DKP. I'll take 2 and 3.
Idafy7 asks, why is sword fencing so popular in the gay community right now? Sorry, why is sword fencing so...
You can't say it, man. Why is sword fencing so popular within the gay community right now?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well,
then,
if I read it, you answer it.
Oh, I don't fucking know. I didn't know it was popular in the gay community.
Hey, look, you answer I read it this time. You fucking answer it.
I don't know.
Just say, okay, terrific.
Okay, terrific.
All right, good.
Idafy7 asks, when is Prep Ape? It starts 8:30 Central Standard Time-ish every Thursday night right here on twitch.tv/ChainSawApe. You can also watch it on YouTube when I have time to upload, because I'm weeks behind.
Skurtzen, who's a good authority in the matter? Just sword. Sword means penis. All right, man, I trust you. All right, well, there's your answer.
I trust you. All right.
Holy fuck, how many questions
I know,
are there?
bro. We got so many questions. We got to go through
Lord.
Mr. Kurtzen says, will there ever be games that you play with the viewers? Would the new Worms qualify as one of those games, and what system will you pick it up on? I will pick it up on PS4. Yes, we would play with you guys, and we...
Tell you what, if you pick it on PS4, I will do the same. We'll probably have a Worms.
I'm going to go pick it up tonight, actually, when I go get that 3DS.
All right.
You can buy a physical copy. I saw one at the Walmarts.
At the
Walmarts.
The Walmarts.
Yeah. I saw one at the Walmart,
right.
So I'm going to pick one up when I'm getting the game tonight. That DS, because I'm getting a new 3DS tonight, baby. What's up? Texas Phil Davis asks, what's the chance all this VR stuff tanks? You know, a lot stronger than I thought it would when you got Vive.
I think it's a 0% chance that it's going to tank.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think supply and demand is going to keep it
don't think it's going to escalate.
What
a Vive? Or,
yeah, while I was at GameStop today, there was one on the shelf.
I don't think it's going to escalate as fast as we thought it was initially. I don't think it's going to tank.
Yeah.
So.
I think it's going to take longer. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, here's the thing. One last thing on that. It'll take till we get the technology to be able to move around what feels like moving around in a 3D space done right or done, kind of correctly. That's when I think you'll really see it take off. But that's just like my opinion, man. All right.
Kirsten asks, if the PS4 Slim is real, why would they and Microsoft release a Slim edition, then the 4K version?
Because money.
Money and options. Money and options. It's true.
That's absolutely true.
It's the only right reason. Kirsten asks, the Cincinnati Zoo basically said they were done with the Harambe memes and that they're having trouble moving on after what happened. But are they in a position to say that? They shot him dead. So do they get to feel bad about their actions?
Repeat this one again.
The Cincinnati Zoo basically said they were done with the Harambe memes. And they're having
that's good
trouble.
For them. The internet's not. Fuck them.
They are having trouble moving on after what happened.
Well, you're gonna fucking have to.
But are they in a position to say that? They shot him dead. Do they get to feel bad about their actions? Of course.
Yes.
They get to feel bad. Of course it's frustrating for them.
It's a hard choice to make, but fuck them. The internet's not ready to let it go, so just you better move on.
Yep.
Dicks out for Harambe. You know what I'm saying?
He does say hashtag dicks out for Harambe. If they had thrown a kangaroo into the exhibit, the gorilla would have left the child alone. Everyone knows gorillas and kangaroos are mortal enemies. That's a quote from Mr. Kirsten. That ain't me.
That's fair.
Mr. Kirsten says, what the hell is a laurel?
Says the Cincinnati Zoo doesn't monkey around.
What the hell is a laurel?
Oh, I just wish I fucking knew. I don't.
Mr. Kirsten says, if you get more questions, does that mean Prep Ape will be slightly longer, or will you take time out of other segments to compensate the extra questions?
Well, as we've seen, it's the former, not the latter.
Yep. Mr. Kirsten says, No Man's Sky sales dropped about 80% for physical copies. Did you see this coming, and how do you feel about it? Did I see it coming? No, I mean, I didn't predict one way or another. Am I surprised? Not at all.
No. like I've said many times, I don't mean to be like the fucking hipster or like this man. Like the moment that I heard about No Man's Sky, and I was like, "There's no way that's gonna happen." That's way too Molyneux-esque for it to ever reach what they're trying to sell. And it's exactly what happened, but perhaps even fucking worse.
How do I feel about it?
I feel vindicated.
I totally believe
it. Did I think within the first week they dropped 80%? No. I did not see that coming. Yeah. But I do think they deserve everything they get. So really quickly.
Tons of success and a massive amount of sales.
Massive amount of fucking refunds is what you're getting.
Are you?
That's what, yeah, supposedly. So
my guess is they made all their money back.
2 days before they launched, they were like, someone's like, so are there really those giant sandworm things? And they were like,
that's Dune.
No, they said like, from their trailer, right? They're like, oh, I hate these questions. Wouldn't it just be so much greater to discover on your own? They're really rare, right? 2 days before it launched, roughly. And they've gone through it, and it's like, the skeleton for it, like, in the game files, doesn't exist. Like, they fucking lied. So, I do think they fucking deserve it. Even though I didn't purchase the game. But, yeah.
Sandworms out for Harambe.
All right. You goddamn right.
Mitch Kirsten says, is it too late to ask questions? Obviously not. What about now? Kappa? Obviously not. Pebib says, can we get Tyrone again at the end?
You know what? For you? Of course, baby.
Hold on, I can't. White Husky Gaming says, okay, so how you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah, I'm doing well. I had a good time. This has been fun. What are we at right now? 2 hours and 1 minute. Then he says, cool. Anyways, I love making fan art for streamers, and I was thinking maybe doing fan art. Please make fan art.
Who said that? Husky Gaming?
Yeah, White Husky Gaming.
Hey, man.
Anything that we can do to help build our community, we're all about. Just the idea that you even hopped in to say hello tickles our little laurels.
Don't fucking bring that little shit. You guys want to know something ironic? After all this, you know what my niece's name is?
What?
Laurel. Right? That fucked up. Like Laurel Hardy, I guess. Not like sitting on your laurels, the phrase that I hate more than anything.
Mr. Kirsten says, is this question going to make it? Yes. It is.
All right. Ask the Apes is over.
Someone is typing a comment with one more question.
Oh, God.
Dude, fucking chill the fuck out. Have a seat. We're almost done with the episode.
Are we, though?
Calm your fucking shit down. This is the last question. How do you feel about me asking all these questions? I'm getting fucking sick of it, Kurt.
I'm alright with it.
I'm getting fucking sick of it. Alright, guys. Now we're doing Win Stuff Money. Win Stuff Money is a weekly segment where we give away a $25 Amazon gift card if you can guess the game that is hidden behind a bunch of blocks. However, last week and this week, we decided to do something a little bit different. We recently launched the forums that were created by Paints by Pixel. Good work, Paints by Pixel. That you can find on Kingslaive.com. What we want to do is we want to try to build a community in the forums. Now, it may not work. It may take us 15 years to do it. But we wanted to start somewhere, and we wanted to raise awareness. So we decided to do last week.
Raise awareness, like it's for breast cancer or something. For a good cause.
Kingslaive forum awareness.
Trying to raise awareness. Yes.
So, what we're doing this time is if you signed up for an account between the time that we ended last week's stream and the time that we started this week's stream, which I have already pulled all of the names for people. So, if you happen to make your account right now, for example, you're not eligible. So, what we're going to do is I'm going to take all these names. It's about 15 people or so. So, thank you to the 15 who signed up. I'm going to put them in this little random name picker, and we're going to choose a winner. So
it's called the random name picker, by the way. Just
to confirm, here are all the names. DKP, I'm not cheating, right?
Look, we've been doing Win Stuff Money for a long fucking time. We've never been accused of cheating because we don't do that.
I know,
so
but
just pick up.
If it ends up going, like, let's say, because like Paints by Pixel, should we have Paints by Pixel in here?
Yeah.
I mean, he created the forums.
Right, but yeah.
His name is one of the members. So if for some reason, not saying he's going to win, because I don't know, but if he did, there's no shadiness here, I can promise.
Well, you know, this is something we probably should have discussed beforehand. Let's pick a name, and let's hope we don't have to discuss it.
How the sausage is made.
Yeah, here we go.
You guys ready? And the winner is...
Odin's Beard.
Odin's Beard. Do you have any fucking clue who Odin's Beard is? I don't even know if he's watching this. Odin's Beard, are you out there?
Here comes about fucking 11 people saying, yeah, man. Of course I'm watching.
Paints, do you have any idea who Odin's Beard is? Don't put me in there, says Paints. Well, luckily... Okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give Odin's Beard 24 hours to reach out to me.
What?
That's me, LOL. That's Batman, right? Batman says it's him. Can you prove that it's him? This is where it gets weird.
Well, Batman's watched enough to write, and he's won like 2 or 3 times. He's not hurting for money, I don't think. I don't think he'd fuck with us.
Yeah,
that's untrue.
Anka says, Wood, I won. There's already an Anka82 in here. Message him via the forums. That's a good idea. So, we'll message you.
Yeah.
You send a response back with your email address in the response. Then the $50 Amazon gift card will come your way.
If we don't hear anything, we'll auction this along with our regular Win Stuff Money prize next week. How about that one?
Cool. I'll message the forums. Alright, So congratulations, Odin's Beard. Just in the event that Odin's Beard is not a real human being and that it's not Batman, I'm going to do the random name picker just one more time to see potentially who would win if for some reason it doesn't work out.
All right. Mr. Kurtzsand.
And it would have been Mr. Kurtzsand who would have got it.
All right.
So if, Mr. Kurtzsand, if
we don't get anything back from Odin's Beard, Mr. Kurtzsand, you are the winner.
Yep.
All right. What excuse to look at the Facebook chat thing again? Would that be easy for you? While we simply wrap up?
He says, look at the Facebook chat thing again. We'll look at it after the stream. We're ready to wrap up. We've been sitting here. I've been having to listen to DKP talk for the last fucking 2 hours and 6 minutes. So I'm done. Odin better win since out of 5.
That's awful.
Second best, says Kurt. Yep. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. It has been an absolute blast. I had a lot of fun today.
Yeah. And I'll be back on tomorrow for the scheduled Friday night stream. Says, please, come on, Major Tom.
I'll respond to you on the Facebook group.
Come on. There's just one. Just this once.
Okay. Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, just this once.
Okay. Well, White Husky Gaming, this is his first time joining us. And he's already fucking...
Just
the
this
fan art.
Just this once.
If it's the fan art, I'm in, bro.
If it's just two cocks, I'm going to be bummed out.
Oops. I accidentally clicked something that said go to topless day.
Hey, it's pretty good.
Dang!
That ain't bad.
Look at that. Got the shades on.
Kind of looks just like it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. White Desk Gaming.
Oh.
Okay, terrific.
Good night, baby.
What's
All
up?
right. Well,
Very good work.
yeah,
And
thank
yes,
you.
I draw fast. Yes, you do. That is awesome. Thank you very much. I think Paints by Pixel said he's going to do a fan art page in our forum. So.
We're going to have one, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, join our forums.
Kind of be like
Post it there. Very cool.
All right, guys. So I will be back on tomorrow. Saturday night is not a scheduled stream night, but you never know. Maybe Sunday night.
I'll be on Sunday night for my 52-week challenge. Me trying to complete 52 games in a year.
Pretty much, I guess Saturday's the only night where there's not a stream.
Yep.
So yes, check our schedule. If I keep saying wait.
No, wait.
By the way, thanks for the follow.
Yeah, thank you very much.
What do you? Come on, hurry the fuck up, man. I gotta piss really badly. We've been over this.
I defy.
I'm dying here.
What game Sunday? I don't know yet. I might still be playing Deadly Tower Monsters because I didn't play more. My intention was to try to beat it on Wednesday, but Wednesday I just got really slammed. I also intended on fucking doing Pape then. Didn't pay.
Hey man, I want to be there.
I made a post in the forum. Okay, cool, Batman. Yeah, I'll check it, and then I think I still have his email address from like the last couple of times, but I'll get it to you. I'll have it to you in the next 24 hours.
Modify, you got fucking 30 seconds, man. I have to piss
you
so
really
bad.
You have 30 seconds. I'm real tired of being on this computer. Real tired of it. Oh my god, that was a cat. Yeah, there's a cat back there.
Oh yeah, Morticia. She does that.
She levitates.
Alright, we still got him with Tyrone too.
Oh my gosh.
Modify, fucking
Wait,
dude.
okay, no, he's playing the game. Just fucking move on.
Alright, he said look at Facebook.
Look at Facebook.
Last fucking time.
I can't get into fucking Facebook because you got to type your fucking password in again.
Well, motherfucker.
This is the worst.
If you wouldn't keep closing the goddamn thing,
I keep thinking we're finished, and you want to keep going.
You don't have to fucking do it though.
Why not? I want to.
Because you just fucking don't. Still gonna fucking play Tyrone. We ain't done yet. Because haven't requested Tyrone, and that's can't fucking deny him that way. All right, I'm DKP.
I'm Major Tom.
And take it away, Big Tyrone.
Love you too, the fucks. Bye, everybody.
I know what all of you are thinking. You're thinking, wow, these guys are great. I want to see them every chance I can get. If only I knew where to find them. Well, I have great news. You can follow them right here on Twitch. Legend has it that they are also on YouTube and Twitter, all at Chainsaw Ape. Check out the Twitch panels for links, the streaming schedule, and also don't forget to tune in every
Thursday night at 8:30
p.m. Central Standard Time for Preparation Ape, the live gaming talk show / podcast for your chance to win a $25 Amazon gift card. It's a real piece, mates. All hail DKP. Zod is a beta, and Donkey Kong Country 3 is the best Donkey Kong country. I still have some time to kill here. I paid for it after all. This is the Chainsaw Ape Show. It's not the Ape Chainsaw Ape Show. This is my favorite show, and it's not my show. But seriously, folks, we've had a lot of laughs tonight. But let us not forget what is important here. It's never ogre. Chainsaw Ape is love. Chainsaw Ape is life. Well, until next time, my name is Major Tom. P.S. At ID57, go forge your mother. PPS and Jamzo, your accents suck.